Welcome, boys, girls, everyone else, to the second half of the 7th session of the Sankei Shimbun Cup Women's League. If you're enjoying our broadcasts, please consider helping us grow the channel so we can bring more Mahjong to you by liking the stream, subscribing to get notifications when we go live, all those lovely things. Chiral here, the person pressing the buttons behind the scenes today, is Nathanael. You'll get to hear from him and Corak in the second and third game of this broadcast. But joining me for game one today is Jenn. Hello.
Hello. Hello. My voice sounds scratchy. Maybe a little bit scratchy.
Maybe a little bit. That's always just going to happen though when you do a convention. You end up moving country and then coming back. It's always going to be that kind of. You pick up some extra friends along the way, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was the worst this time. I was not as diligent as I usually am either with like masking and stuff. So I learned my lesson.
Yeah, exactly. Very important. But yeah. Our broadcast today is sponsored by WRC and JPML. We hope you'll check out Sparrow's Nest, a New York Mahjong studio, fully equipped with SlipScore Ultimate and Rec 3 order tables. Our other sponsor, WRC, is the World Riichi Championship, the most prestigious and international Mahjong tournament in the world. It's held once every 3 years, the next of which will be in New York in 2028. And thank you very much for sponsoring the streams, but we're actually talking about the Sankei Shimbun Cup today. We've got 2 leagues that sort of join together at the end. We have the Scepter League in Tokyo and the Orb League in Western Japan. In Tokyo, we have 60 teams split into 15 groups of 4. Each group battles the other 3 teams in the group over 10 sessions, and the top team from each group and the top individual players advance to 2 different final tournaments. The Orb League has 5 groups, and since they're in different locations, their games are more spread out, and each region has their own schedule. We have a team in this league as well, from WRC, made up of an entirely international roster. We have Gemma as our team captain in the UK. Well, Jenn, that's you. From the US, Yonesaki from South Korea, and Yuri from Japan are our players. Do we actually know how Team WRC are doing, or is that something we'll be finding out maybe as the stream goes on? Or you're the person to ask, Jenn.
Yeah, WRC also had another bye this week, so.
Oh, I see. You've had a long break.
We've had a lot of byes, yeah. So next time, the November 13th, Yumi Otani will be playing for us, and then I'll be playing on the 27th on Thanksgiving Day. Yep. So we will have games coming up, but we did have one game earlier in October. So we had like games by something like that, and Yumi Otani, she got like a lot of first places, and she shot us up into like a really. We were already in first place, but now we're like way ahead of the other teams. So.
Yeah, last I heard, you were like 10 points ahead. So it's good to know you've pulled ahead even more.
Yeah,
exactly,
no,
Rob. Exactly.
We had an update, I believe, on the new cup stream. Yeah.
Well, that is good to see. And yeah, Ground Queens are actually doing really, really well though. They're keeping quite close.
Yeah, ML Stadium is just having a rough time of it.
So that's gonna be really good for both your teams, right? If you can keep, like, have a little battle, but also be really close together.
Yeah,
you may both get through.
I said on my interview there that I would just like to win like easily just once in my life.
Against this level of players, I don't think easy wins ever come.
That's true.
But yeah, I do wish you luck, and definitely will be cheering for you when you do play on Thanksgiving. Hopefully we can thank the wall for being very kind. Maybe the machine, the odds table, for shuffling it correctly. But yeah, much so I'd love to continue cheering on TWRC, and I will be, in secret. We're actually here to watch Group 15 today, I believe.
Yes, Group 15. There are only 15 groups, so this is the last group that we haven't seen yet this year, this season.
Exactly, yeah. I was about to say, I don't recognise the teams. Obviously, we do have some logos you might recognise. But yeah, I guess we'll talk about the players we'll be seeing today. In the EC, from JPML, representing Team 1 Game, we have Ayaka Sone. In the South Seat, from SPM.
She's a very new JPML Pro, so I think actually when this season started, she wasn't officially a JPML Pro yet. I think she joined maybe September-ish.
Okay, so we have the young upstart with a lot to prove. Have to be paying attention to see if she can win. In the South Seat from SPM, we do have Ishii from Mahjong Otomedan.
This is a returning team.
Yes, I do recognise that logo. Hopefully you do too. In the West Seat from NPM, representing Team Riichi City, we have Nagi Yonesaki. And finally, in the North Seat from NPM also, representing Team Mahjong Next, we have Mifumi Mareki. So we know our scores.
This team was like a combined team last year.
Okay.
Next, they were a combined team last year. This year it's just Next, but I think they were with farther out of Kanazawa or something last year. But this year it's just this Gotunda parlor.
That's really cool. And looking at the scores going into this, it's actually very, very close. We saw, I believe, Group 7 yesterday, and the scores were a little bit more spread out at the start of Session 7, but we do have a very close first place, even closer than Team WRC. It's a battle with Riichi City with 67.3, Mahjong School 1 game with 48.4. But that doesn't mean that we can't have Mahjong Next and Mahjong Otomedan catch up. They're only 130 points behind. So that could be this entire session, honestly, if we get 3 firsts.
Like 3 first places.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the score's going to be really, really close. It's going to be an exciting set, I hope.
Hope so too. And
Good
today
luck.
you're going to see a lot of repeat players. I think Ishii and Nagi Yonesaki are going to be playing, I think, all the games for their teams. At least 2.
I believe you are absolutely right. I say, looking at the player list. Yeah, honestly, it's one of those interesting things, right? Like, especially when you're on the TV table, do you just have your best player go forward? Do you have the person who's most confident on TV go forward? Or do you try and share it with everyone?
Yeah, it really depends on the team and the person. I think that Yonesaki is based still in Osaka, and she travels, so she probably tries to play all 3 games at once when she comes to Tokyo.
That also makes a lot of sense, yeah. If you're making a big deal like a trip, you might as well get them all in one go. Yeah, I like that. Getting the most value out of your session. And this. So let's get right to it. Our deal actually has a pretty decent start, it looks like. Obviously, with the Dora being the 5 pin, we don't have it. We can't even accept it. Obviously, we can see that Ishii can. But honestly, when the score's this close, I just want to get first place. I don't necessarily care how quickly I get there. That 7 star is a really good draw as well. We did see 2 of them were already being held by the dealer. So drawing that 7 to fill in that 7-8-9 of Bamboo. Going to be very, very nice. Ishii with the 8-9 as well. She needs that last 7. It's probably not going to come. So we might end up seeing that shape get discarded very soon. Or we could just see everyone fold, because that is 1 away already for Mareki. Do you like the potential Itsu that we are seeing Ishii trying to build, though? Don't need that 7-8 of Bamboo.
Always a fan of the Itsu full straight.
We're just missing the 2 and the 5 to make that happen. Oh, there are 3 of the 2s! Well, that's less likely to succeed. Speaking of,
it's gonna probably go to. I think it's gonna end up being a Tanya inside hand. That one
yeah,
is gonna come out eventually.
I think it's interesting that Yonesaki is keeping the 1 of Bamboo. Just because we could still draw the 3 and just get a normal reach. We've got 2 Dora. We don't need to necessarily go for anything too exciting. I guess the 1 is also going to be pretty easy to cut later on in the hand, right? So very disciplined play. But 2 players currently 1 away, I believe. So we'll have to see how willing we are to push this. Oh, I take it back, actually. Yonesaki's 2 away. But as you say, because of that, Tanyao can call. Much better 1 away for Mareki. For a Pinfu hand now, with that little upgrade there, turning his pair into a potential sequence. It's times like this, when I look at Ishii's discards, I'm like, I really wish Nageshi Mangan to draw. So it was a Yaku in this rule set. because you just see that and you're like, ah, I've done nothing but discard on tiles this entire hand. Potential upgrade for the one away could get a pure sequence now if we manage to draw the 3-3-4-4-5 pin for Mareki.
She seems really like wary about discarding that 7 character.
Mm.
Trying to figure out what she's seeing there. It's something I would probably want to discard a bit earlier. Oh,
Oh, we actually have a
ooh,
chance
looks
for
like
a 7-pair
two
shift,
gen.
right?
No,
Yeah.
it's a triple shift. It's 2 gen Shanten.
True. 2 away from Yakuman, but also 1 away from just 7 pairs Dora 2, which is still very, very nice. But I need to think of Jen Shanten more often. That's true. That is true.
I do not like it. It's
But yeah,
raining today. In the rain, I do not like it on a train. I do not like all pairs, my friend.
I am a big fan. This is one of those situations where we haven't seen any 7s come out yet. The 8's been played once, so it's very unlikely to triple up as well. We are going to cut the 9, just because it's a 1 tile weight. It's still, that's 10 point for 7 pairs though. So 7 pairs, all inside Dora 2, using the Dharma because that is more than enough value. And honestly, the weight of 6 is kind of rough. But nothing wrong with that at all. It's a very exciting Tenpai. I'm going to reach on this. No, okay. Actually, the Green Dragon is once cut. I might have... it's twice cut. I take it back. It's not a good weight. We are going to see a reach here, though, from Mareki. Got the Pure sequence, Dora 2, and Pinfu. Honestly, that might be a situation with Dharma, right?
This
Pinfu,
is
Upeko, Dora 2, 4-hand 20. Yeah. The reach only bumps up a little bit.
interesting. This is really interesting. It was 1 away as well, but
Hmm.
she ended up discarding the open-ended part because of this reach.
Hmm. Yeah, that is definitely the power reach, right? Making players change the way they're playing the game,
Yeah.
taking a more defensive path. Interestingly, the 6 is safe to the player in reach, so I could maybe see someone decide to fold with it, but it is still a 6. We do see, I think, all 3 of the remaining 2 of the remaining 6 pin in the player's hands here, so it's probably not likely to be drawn. So it's all about this reach. How many 1-4s do we see? We see a lot of the 1s and 4s here. That's 4 of them. I'm going to keep counting. That makes it 6. Oh, there's not many tiles left for anyone to win on, in fact, it turns out.
I think
So this
that
might just go to exhaustive draw.
I think she wants to change it from the 6, as she will, but it's not like the 4 is better.
I think the more
The
important
4
thing is
is
that
maybe
6
scarier.
is safe to the reach, right? We do have a second
Wait,
reach, though.
isn't that
Please.
pretty? That's a pretty pen
I think it was
reach.
just reach. I have to check it now. Oh no.
Wait. What is she waiting for? What did I read this wrong?
It's
Oh no, it's not. It's okay.
yeah,
It's
the
because
6
a
is our
5-8.
pair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally misunderstood that. That 6-7 was a pair, but it's not a pair. It's open-ended, so that's great.
But I do
I
think
was
this is
kind
gonna
of
go to exhaustive draw.
drawn anything more perfect to Tempai though, because that 4 would have dealt in.
Mm. So 3 players Tenpai? And we only 2 players Tenpai, sorry, I take it back.
Yeah, it looked like one of the hands kind of got turned up when it was supposed to be turned down. It was just, I don't know, movement
So
error, maybe?
I say I didn't see when the 7 pairs got folded, but it makes sense with 2 reach on the table, you're gonna not take that risk. I get it. So we go again. I did joke about Sone being like a young upstart trying to get a win. I shouldn't use the word upstart. It's a weird thing to say, but so a new player trying to make an impression, right? And that reach, getting in there.
No, I just read the comments in the chat. Hi, Rob. Go Team WRC. Go Blue Jays.
Oh no. I didn't
No,
realize that was going to be a source of drama.
no, no. The Blue Jays beat the Mariners last week, and it was extremely traumatic. Yes.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear that. And
The
I will do my best. Sorry, go on.
the AL championships. That's why the American Championship. It's a very traumatic and dramatic series,
Okay.
but we're watching dramatic mahjong now.
Exactly. So I think this might be a very fast. I was going to say very fast because our dealer here does have a pair of Easts, and I think if that East comes out, probably next discard, we are going to see it get snap called for. The hand's not that good otherwise, but at the very least, just keeping the dealership might be quite nice, especially when there's two Riichi sticks on the table. That's almost the value of a cheap hand double. Like it's almost like an extra hand, right? When you have 2,300 points on the pot, but you are going to see that East get called. But the rest of the
Yeah,
hand's
it
still
definitely
quite
makes
far
it.
away.
Generally, you want to have at least 2 Han and reach, or 3 Han not reaching. So if you have that many sticks on the board, then you can go for maybe just 2 Han even.
Hmm.
Reach and 1 Han.
Yes, obviously so there's going to be a nice upgrade there, but the hand I'm most excited about is this one right here, the one away for Yonesaki. Also, I guess we should probably talk about Mareki's two Dora, but the hand's still got a little bit of ways to go to get that sort of confidence level in it. But with two Dora, you always want to try and make something happen. Surely none of us want the Dodgers to win. I'm actually really curious. I want to hear the drama about this. But yeah, Mareki does
It's a
manage to get.
it's a 7-game series, and we're 3-3, so we made it all the way to the 7 games. It's best for.
Oh, is it like a
And
knockout round? Oh, I see. Well, that's actually really
it
good
was
then. If
it
you
was
make it to the
the
final.
American League Championships, and then whoever won that game went to the World Series, and Mariners lost to the Blue Jays.
Oh,
I'm a
well,
long Mariners fan, so
I could see how that would be heartbreaking.
yes. It's the first time also to the American League playoffs in 30 years, since '96. So
Oh no,
yeah,
it's
it was
really tragic. Oh,
nice. It's very tragic. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
much like it will be if anyone deals into Mareki's reach. She has Dora 3 right now, and a pretty good weight, 5/8 of characters. I don't see anyone playing the 5 of characters though. This 5 is not coming out of this hand ever. I don't think. Probably, I could be wrong. But yeah, it's actually really sad when you get that close to promoting and don't quite
Yes.
manage it.
I
Oh,
mean, as a Seattle fan, you're used to that, but we did win the Super Bowl one time, but we also had the worst Super Bowl loss in history too. So
ouch.
the very worst we should have won in history.
Honestly, as someone who doesn't really watch football but does watch like the World Cup, uh, it's the England World Cup experience. Like,
Yes.
like getting like really far in and then just like completely beefing at the very end. It's yeah. I'm sorry to hear that though. Fingers crossed next season, right? Next season will be the one.
Yeah, we don't have a next season in Seattle. It's,
Oh really? Oh,
you have
oh,
to get
okay.
to the end of the season before you
Hmm,
have any hopes at all in Seattle.
I see. Okay.
We've been trained well to be losing teams.
All right, I want to talk about Yonesaki's hand right now because she's been one away for the longest time, and she's keeping that one away. But if she gets to Tempai, she has to deal in on either the 5 or the 8 of characters. So I'm a little bit concerned. See, there we are. We've got the 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 7. Actually, we can just keep this. We can keep it now. The four changes things. I was more thinking about what would happen if we drew the 6 of characters, but this 4 we can still kind of attack. What safety do we have against this reach, though?
Yeah, very late to attack and not a ton of value, so it looks like she won't. Just going to
Play the Nakatsuji. The 9 rolls out the 5, the 7-8 shape. The 3 rolls out the 4-5 shape. So the 6 is going to be the safest tile in the hand. I don't know what she's going to do after that, though.
Yeah, I think she's probably not sure either. Hope to draw that. That's what you do. You hope to draw south.
Yes. Yeah, always nice if you just draw a safe tile. This is going to be a call to get 1 away from ready. A nice chance of Sone to try and get to the keeper dealership by being ready in his hand if it goes to exhaustive draw.
And it's really late in the hand to call for 1 away.
Yeah, true. I still like it though. I think it's a good hand to fight for. Also, should mention that Ishii is Tenpai, and she can only sumo. She doesn't have Yaku,
And
but she is
gets
playing for that
there.
Tenpai payment as well, and the weight's awful actually. But the fact is, she's Tenpai, so it's going to be worth points. If this does go to a draw, the 8 will deal in. Here though, this could be tragedy for Ishii. Could cut the 6 of bamboo. Is there anything that says 6 is safe? Really, there isn't. Oh, no, actually, I guess we see 3 of the 5s. That kind of blocks a 4-5 shape. There's still 1 left, though.
Seems like she's thinking she'll just fold. And that's
Yeah.
what she does.
Very fair. Meanwhile, I believe... Oh, now we have a decision about the 6 here, too. But we don't really have much choice, right? I don't think the 3-pin or the 7-pin are safe either, so you might as well take... I guess the 3-pin Suji now. The 6 passed. Yeah, we could see the 3-3 cut here. That's what we're going to see.
I don't think there's enough time for even both 3s. We'll just see that 1-3 probably.
And we have a very exciting potential 6-7-8 mixed triple sequence upgrade, but it's way too late. And also not safe. But it's exciting, nonetheless.
And we did have time for 3. It's just enough time.
So, only 1 player Tenpai. The reach from Mareki. The very scary Dora 3 reach. Doesn't get to win, but 3,000 points is still not going to be a bad haul. We're going to be seeing 3,600 points going into the bonus pot for the next hand, though. A very real chance the hand you win is going to be worth less than the pot that you're going to collect at the end of this. But we'll see what these players are dealt, because obviously if you can go for value, go for value. But I would be looking for the fastest possible hand. As Ishii begins her first dealership. Yeah, speaking of fastest possible hand, I don't really see it, unfortunately. This looks quite slow. But we'll see. Clear away the honor tiles and see what we end up drawing in. Speaking of speed, this is looking a little bit better. Again, we've got some 3 honor tiles here, which could be a block. They can all be Yakai if we can pair them up. That's technically a 6 tile. Sorry, that's technically a 9 tile weight to get a pair of Yakai, so worth keeping early on if we're going to try and go fast. But it looks like all inside is probably going to be where this hand ends up going for Yonesaki. Speaking of all inside, we're seeing a very similar thing here for Mareki, trying to get a Riichi stick back.
Nice feeling for Ishii.
Yeah, that double dependency on the 7 is rough, but drawing 1 makes it easier for sure. Now, I'm not saying that Mareki has to go for 7 pairs 7 pairs half flush, but I would be thinking about it. It's in the back of my mind. Especially if we keep drawing more pin tiles. Obviously, the half flash alone is going to be more than good enough to try and collect that huge bonus spot, but we'll see. Also, when I said that double dependency on the 7 was rough, you know what? If you just draw both 7s, it doesn't really matter. It's a nice early reach from our dealer here, who I said had the slowest hand, but all you have to do to get a perfect hand is just to draw the right tiles, right? 6-9 is the weight in pins. And I think that's pretty good, right? especially when we see that the player who was flushing is folding. Yeah, I believe it's 4-tile weight. So this is going to be all about everyone playing defensively here. Although the 3 does
So
pass.
Yonesaki and Ishii are both like they've been around as long as me, and I think that they might find some, little holes that they can take advantage of and keep, especially this Tudora hand.
Yeah, that's fair.
So she just went away, but I think that they might have some really good board reading skills.
I think that's fair. That's fair. Mareki does have that half flush brewing, and this is Tempai actually, so we might. Oh, we're seeing a Dama. Yeah, that makes sense. In fact, are there any safe tiles from that ready hand that we didn't reach? They actually have an overlap. There's a headbump situation if someone discards the 6 of darts.
But
Ishii will
the
take the win.
3 is safe to the reach, no?
The 3 is safe to the reach.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
There's only
Yes.
one left, though. Oh, but Sony will draw it first, of course. The 3 bamboo, of
Of
course.
course, the 3 of bamboo.
Of course.
It's fine. Tips isn't here. Maybe Tips is casting 3 so magic from from wherever he is right now.
It just emanates from all the Western viewers.
I used to
Also,
enjoy. I used to enjoy being a 3 so.
retroactively
In,
too.
I was a 3 so cultist once. It's just fun. But yes, one thing to keep in mind though is because of the word, I think we literally doubled the value of the hand, right? Because I think it was what it ended up being 6,000 points in the end, and 3,600 that came from the pot. So even just a all inside weight on the 3 of bamboo is more than good enough. This hand's already 2 away for Mareki. But Yonesaki does fill in the weakest shape in the hand, 7-8-9. I might have kept the 8 of dots just because I know it's inefficient, but I might have kept it just in case we managed to draw in that mixture of sequence 7-8-9. Maybe that's my own weakness. Maybe I go for that way too often, but I'd be thinking about it all the time. It never leaves my mind. And we got to draw the 7. Ah, it's so sad.
I think that um, it's a small thing, but it makes a big difference between the winning players and the losing players if you are actually watching out for that mixed sequence or not.
True. I think maybe I hunt for
Especially
it
when
too
there's no
hard.
red 5s.
But yes, that's a very good point, actually, yeah. In a rule set like this where there are no red 5s, you have to find your value from somewhere, and it's not just going to be from Dora. Not normally. Don't know my role games. But yeah, you got to find the value from somewhere. Yaku that give 2 hands, you can get him closed. More than good enough to fill that role. Still, even without the 7-8 of dots, this hand is still looking very good for Yonesaki. Gonna have to cut that 7 now, though. Yeah, bit too much of an overlap. Speaking of the mixture sequence, though, Mareki's thinking about it too, right? She's keeping the 1 of bamboo with the 1-3-4 shape, just in case she draws 1-2-3 and can make the 1-3 mixture sequence. That's the kind of play that I would do. So I respect it. I hope it pays off. Yeah, 1 away for our dealer here. Just a question of which weights do we keep, which weights to get rid of. And eventually, yeah, you do get rid of the 1-3-4. Still, I respect. I see what she was doing there. Sorry. Please buy
I'm
that if I'm.
wondering why Mareki kept that 8 character. I think unless I saw the tile wrong.
Yeah, she did play the 8 character over the 1 of characters. I think it might just be it's a better floater, right? The 8 bin was cut because we saw it was twice cut already.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
does she need more blocks? I thought that she had enough blocks, so I want to count her blocks again when we come around.
Might also just be a safety thing.
Ooh,
Don't know. We'll see. I'll have to
2 pairs of dragons here. The
refused
2
because
reds
the
are
red
out
dragon was
already.
twice cut.
Yeah.
It could go for 7 pairs, but other than that, yeah.
I guess maybe she has enough blocks, but she wants the option to get a better block for Mareki, so she kept that 8 character.
I think that's fair. Like, the only benefit to keeping the 1 was the Sand Shocky, right? And we ended up cutting Dora there. Should be a bit of a warning sign for everyone else on the table. The Yonesaki must be at least 1
There we
away.
go. It's just like, but when you have enough blocks, then it's what is safer, and you want to keep the safer tiles more than floaters. But
Hmm.
if she's trying to upgrade to a better block, then a floater might make sense. And that's reach for Yonesaki
The
Chaboi, is
interesting
that
is
right?
because we
5
cut the
character and 7 bamboo.
because we cut the Dora 4 of bamboo. Maybe that's an attempt to try and make the 7 look a little bit safer, right?
Hmm.
Because if you
Yeah,
say, hey,
it's
I'm not waiting on 4/7. I'm not waiting on Dora. I promise. We'll see.
Yeah, it's not Dora, it's just Dora Suji.
Yeah. I don't want this Dora. I cut it. It's fine. No, I still nice little side grade. If we were going to cut the 8, probably the red dragon, right? No, we're keeping it a little bit longer. That was the 100% safe tile to everyone. So I guess it's good to keep it just a little bit longer in case there's a second reach that you don't have anything to defend against. But yeah, Ishii has this is a tough situation, really. Yeah, choosing to keep the 1 safe tile. That would have been a really nice upgrade, but certainly not worth waiting forever to draw the 6 of bamboo there. A very interesting 1 away for Mareki, but choosing to
She's just
fold.
gonna fold it.
Yeah. Honestly, it's so greedy to push that.
I mean, yeah, she didn't end up keeping really any safe tiles, but there's just no value in her hand either.
I think one thing to note is that we've seen the 2 and the 8, I think both past the reach. Was the 8 have characters before or after it from Mareki? I think it was before, actually. But either way, could see someone maybe play the 5, especially if Sone gets to Tenpai. That could be a really bad issue for Sone. I think the 7 will eventually deal in too, so the 7 and the 5 man are both dangerous. Best way to fix this is to draw the 6, though. But still. The 7 has passed for now. And we are going to see it called. The 7 is safe to the reach.
But she's
So
got the best. She's gonna wait for the 7. She's waiting for what is safe to the reach, I guess. Choosing the weight that people will see as safe.
I don't think we're going to see it come out just at all anyway, but at the very least, being Tenpai is worth fighting for, especially when you're in last place. We are going to see a weight switch because the 7 is safe to the reach. It makes 100% sense to me. At this point, you don't really want to care about necessarily win rate because it's probably not going to win. You just want to get those points. I can also even get to Tenpai at this point. I'm not sure. I think it is just going to be Sone and Yonesaki claiming 1,500 points each, but we'll see. The green is that live? Have we gone to this part stage in the game without a single green dragon being played? Oh, that's rough. You might actually just see Sone fold here.
Yeah, she keeps getting so close to having temp by the end of the hand and having to fold just at that last discard, or last 2 discards.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the green doesn't deal in, but because we've not seen a single one played by anyone, you have to assume someone else has at least a pair. And so we are going to play a safe tile. So only one player Tenpai. Thanks to that unfortunate, unlucky green dragon draw. It's going to be effectively 2,000 points to Yonesaki, minus 1,000 points to everyone else, and the extra 1,000 is going into the pot for another exciting 1,300 point pot. A lot of sort of rollover score this game so far. A lot of people being ready to win, but no one actually getting it. Ugh. The score's going to be really close. So can Yonesaki keep her dealership a little bit longer? Can she get her Riichi stick back? Only time will tell.
Little kanji fun Yonesaki's name. First character is rice. And you know, like the star, the asterisks on the.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like an asterisk, right?
Mhm.
They actually call the asterisks rice in Japanese because it looks like the rice kanji.
Okay.
So, you know, and like on the phone, the keypad, you have one asterisk, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what it's
Yeah.
called, right? Asterisk.
I think it is. Yeah.
They call it the rice mark. They call it komejirushi, which means rice mark. But in names, this is normally read Yone instead of Kome, which is just so fun for foreigners learning how to read kanji.
Yeah, I can only imagine. One day I will know the struggle, but I haven't tried to learn. But yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah, but at the same time, it gives you so much room for wordplay and puns and things, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
imagine
funny.
at least. I do love a good
Yes, I
pun.
mean, it's kind of cool after you put in all the work. The problem is with Japanese, like, there's so many exceptions that even if you put in all the work, it's still like, and I still can't read all of these ones. So now my youngest just loves kanji and she wants to study kanji all the time. So we're going to start to study for and take the uh, kanji comprehension test. Is that what it's called?
Okay.
Kanji ability test. Yeah, a test for everything. Yeah.
Honestly, the best way to learn is to have someone to learn with. So yeah, that's cool. Hopefully, the two of you can like sort of teach each other a little bit. That's good. It's gonna be good.
That's how I learned about Demon Slayer from my oldest.
That is a show slash comic I've never actually read, but I've heard it's really good. I'm so uncultured when it
It's
comes to
pretty
things
good.
like that.
Yeah. But my kid lost interest after like 6th grade, so
Oh,
because it's
okay.
too elementary school for her.
Oh, I
And
see.
meanwhile, it's like rated R in America.
That's honestly, yeah. I don't know too much about the way rating systems work, but obviously, with the things that happen, I don't want to get political on stream, but
Now there's a lot of violence.
there's been a lot of things happening recently involving that kind of stuff.
No, there's a lot of violence in Demon Slayer. A lot of like
Hmm.
kind of gore, so it makes sense in America. In Japan, it's like PG-12.
Fair.
All
All
right,
right.
and triple up here for Mareki.
Yeah, it's one of those interesting situations because obviously we kept that 8-pin for quite a while because I'm pretty sure the goal is to maybe go for a 7 pairs hand. So the triple up is almost a bit of frustrating. Had we cut the 8 early, we could have gone for the flash. I guess we still can as well. But I would be
Generally, in this sort of situation, you hold on to the 8 just in case it pairs up, and if it doesn't, then you switch to the flush because it's generally
yep,
around the same Han. So 2 Han for the
exactly. Yeah.
door, 2 Han for the flush. So even not going for the all pairs, I think you can hold on to that backup. Except for
Makes
if there's a reach on the board, and then you get in big trouble.
yes, that's the scary part. And so we are going to go commit to that 7 pairs hand now, or probably just play 7-7-7. We'll see. Because we do have that reach. It is just dragons that deal in though. I had to do another count of the dragons. I think that there might not be many left. Sone, this is
I feel like I don't
Yonesaki.
see any on the board that only wins.
Yes, I think there's 2 being held here. I have to see which are the ones to deal in. Yeah, it is those 2.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter how many are left. If you just draw, it's the very next draw.
It
So,
seemed like maybe there
Reach
was one of
Dragon.
each left in the wall, and she got one of them.
Exactly. Reach Dragon Sumo Dora. Very, very good. Sone gets into first place. And Yonesaki actually loses the first place position because of being in the dealer seat, unfortunately. The sad point about being dealer and someone else getting a big sumo, and you have to pay half the cost. It's such a sad thing when it happens to you. You don't lose a position because of it.
That will bring
But
us
it's
into
now.
East 4 with Mareki as our dealer.
It's actually looking like a pretty good start, right?
It
Maybe
has one
the 1-3s
open-ended
are a bit awkward.
delay. Yeah, the others are just all gut shots, middleweights.
You know what I said? I said before I saw Sone's hand. She's already won away. Granted, she does a dependency on the 8 of bamboo specifically, and that is their indicator. There's going to be one less out there to draw. But let's just get excited about. Oh, it's the 8 man. Sorry, I take it back. So there are still 4 of those out there, as far as she knows. But we'll see. If you draw that 8 man early enough, there's 2 right here, of course. The question you don't want to have to ask yourself: what do I do about this 8 man dependency? Maybe we can end up pairing up the 7 or the 9 and just going with the nice 3-sided weight in the pins there, though. Especially this early, you have time to maybe not take the direct route to Tenpai. 2 doesn't do it, though. Suppose the exciting thing right now is Ishii with Dora 2 as well. Her hand's really slow, but with the value there, as long as she can get there at a reasonable pace, that 4 definitely will help. Yeah, gonna cut the 7. I think keeping 7 is actually quite an interesting play because obviously you can draw the 7, 8, 9, but the 8 is a door indicator. 1's missing already. It's a pretty tricky ask. And the 7 is a dangerous tile to keep.
369.
369. 9 being the
Yes.
best side because we get that pure sequence. But exactly so. This is also Tenpai. But we have to cut 7 or 9. And we're waiting on a pair of the other one. I don't know what to do here. I don't think I want to pursue Reach. Not with this hand. The 9's going to come out. Oh, it's going to deal in! On the Ipatsu turn as well. So
I think
Reach...
you want to wait for a better weight, but she wanted to take the Tenpai. She didn't really have safe tiles. It's very early Reach, right?
Yes. But yeah, Reach, Ipatsu, Ipeko. Did we see Dora? We might see Dora. It was huge mangan for the dealer here, Mareki. She's been getting lots of really good tempos. She just hasn't managed to win any of them so far. So it's good to see at least one of them manages to land. As long as you're persistent and keep trying, your luck will eventually come around. I hope. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, maybe you just have to hope that it comes around within that hanchan.
Yeah. That's a very fair thing to say.
Rough go in Armel yesterday.
Oh no. See, Janka and Ron League's finished for now. I should really get back to actually advertising for the next season because I haven't. I've had like 3 weeks off, and I need to sort of get back onto tournament organizers' duties. But yeah,
I had
how's
3
everyone
great
going?
games and then 1 terrible game just erased everything from the 3 good games.
Sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate. Oh, how are you doing overall though? Are you having a sort of a decent-ish?
No, I'm last place in the.
Oh no!
the league, so.
I shouldn't have asked. I'm so sorry. Well, fingers crossed. Before the league's over, you can at least get out of the demotion range, right?
We're only in session 3 right now, so
Hmm.
still more
Plenty
than
of
half
time.
to go. Yeah.
All right. Well, I wish you luck. I'm going to be crossing my fingers for you. So let's talk about this hand right now. It's kind of
Yes.
awkward, right? We don't want it to be 2 3 4 mixable sequence, but that then sort of leaves dependency on the 4 of characters because we can use it for both the 2 3 and the 5 6.
Yeah, the problem is there's just no place for the pair to arrive there.
That
So
too. Yeah.
it's unlikely to become mixed sequences, I think, unless we pair something else up very quickly.
Yeah, it's as I say, the hand wants to be it, but it's probably not going to happen. Especially if we keep drawing tiles we've already discarded. So speaking of getting some pairs, not quite any of them landing right now. For
Just to
Yonesaki,
complete a sequence, Yonesaki is the north seat, so she can pull in that north. She can use those two Dora.
uh, yes, just a reminder, the Dora is the 5 of characters, not 6. But yes,
Oops. Oops.
we've all made that mistake at some point. I still make that mistake sometimes.
Yeah,
And yeah,
obviously still make that mistake all the time. Yeah,
as,
so
as,
she's
as
gonna
like,
lock in that 2 character for the bear.
this is one
Alright.
away,
So
though.
here is a chance to use 2 Dora if she can draw it. 5,
Yeah,
right? And
exactly. Yeah, you just draw 2 5
for
cards.
instance,
It can
yeah,
happen easily. We've
that's exactly
seen.
why she kept 2 6s, so that she could use 2 5s and not just 1 5.
Or we could just reach here. That's not a great weight, but it is Tempai.
I don't think she's gonna reach here. I think you get rid of their oh, she will reach here. Okay, never mind. I do not know how Yonesaki plays.
I think
I feel like I want to discard maybe one of the I don't know, she doesn't need to reach, and if she doesn't, she can still have Dora acceptance.
hmm, I think it's one of those situations where I think I could be wrong, but I think I'd reach there. I think that's the EV move. It doesn't feel good. I would do it with like a grimace, but I think I would in that situation. I don't know. Curious to see what other people would have to say about that. Honestly, because yeah, as you say,
I mean,
there's the
first
door
of all, I
acceptance is great.
don't like the shovel right there, especially when it's next to Dora, because people are going to be using that with Dora.
Yes,
So it's like the least likely shovel weights to be discarded ever, and you're
yes.
left with only 4 to start with. Also, if you draw the Dora, you're gonna have to discard it,
Mhm.
and
In fact,
so
yeah,
that's
we do
a higher
see
rate of
every
dealing
single
in. Are you
tile.
dealing into something like this with the 4? And if you don't reach, you can totally upgrade to using a Dora. You can upgrade even to like a twin sequence and use the north as your pair, or there's so many things you can change, and you can still win on the 6 or 7 if it comes out without reaching. So I just don't see the benefit of reaching with a hand like this personally.
That's
It
very fair.
always backfires on me.
And as you say, we actually see all the 6s and all the 7s are in other players' hands right now and being used. So you just said it, and we see it exactly this situation here. There are no tiles left to win on. The reach is going to make our dealer Mareki fold, though. The 2 reaches, I guess, not just the one on its own.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was more of a everybody fold to me kind of reach and not I'm gonna win this hand kind of reach.
Hmm.
Because even score-wise, it's what, reach and north,
Yes, exactly.
maybe Uradora.
Yeah,
I just, yeah, the risk return, and I can't find a good reason to reach personally. I'm sure it exists, and that's why I'm not at any final tables, but
well, you don't know
it's.
that yet. You don't know that yet. Hey, Tina is doing very well. You might be at the final table. Hang on.
I did make the final table for Arma, but I played very poorly there.
Oh. But yeah, I will
For the
say though, it has.
Arma All-Star. Yeah.
I missed that. I missed Armor last season. I made it to the All-Star Invitational twice in a row, and for some reason I just didn't end up signing up for this most recent season.
Yeah, I put my name in and got drafted by a team and somehow made the All-Star final table. I played poorly at the final table.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
I think I
couldn't
made it. I think I
travel
made it.
to the Australian Open anyways, so.
I don't think I actually made it to the final table, but I made it to the finals, as it were.
Mm.
Yeah. So thankfully, because there were no fours or sevens left anyway, Ishii also didn't have any tiles to win on, so it goes to exhaustive draw. So no backfire for Yonesaki's 6-7 man reach. And we will move on to Sone's second dealership. We're in the South round. And once again, this is definitely a game about the pot, right? 2,600 points is enough for Yonesaki to overtake and get into second place. We'll see, though, if anyone can beat Mareki. It's not a huge lead. Definitely is able to be overcome. All it's going to take is one really good hand. Or two or three okay hands. Yeah, Ishii there. Pretty rough start. Could go for a flush, though, potentially. I'm going to see the one get cut early on, and maybe we'll see what the next 2 or 3 draws are. I was going to say this is a relatively rough start, but we do have 3 pairs, and we did just draw the 7-8-9 of pins so for Mareki, so there's definitely room to be a little bit more flexible. And yeah, I take it back. This isn't a flush. We're never going to get rid of the 9-7-7. That's just not happening. But yeah, everyone's looks like a little bit of work to do. Which does mean everyone has a bit more time than you'd expect to try and build their hands. So it's going to be all about what value you can build. Although we do see the Dora get cut immediately by Yonesaki. I think Yonesaki is playing the defensive game. Trying to cut losses, play the Dora, get rid of it now, hope that everyone plays Dora, and that this hand that you don't think has a particularly high chance of winning ends up being cheap for everyone. And that's what we're seeing. Everyone is just like, you know what, my hand's not that good, I'm going to cut Dora. If it's safe, it's going. We'll say that Mareki is building a... Okay, maybe not a monster. It's probably going to be reach only, but at least it's far closer to tempo than anyone else's hand right now.
I had to say, I'm a fan of getting rid of Dora very early if it's not going up your own hand.
Yeah, I like keeping it, but it depends on whatever else you've got, right?
I mean, if you're going for a win, if I'm not trying to win the hand, then I won't, but...
See, that just sounds like blasphemy to me. Trying not like saying that you don't want to win every hand. Crazy. But I get it. There are some hands that are just so bad you just want to go to damage control from the very first draw. Triplet of the 7 of bamboo. Definitely very useful. Though we do have actually, no, we only have one other pair right now. Still got the 3 honor tiles that are just sitting there, burning a hole in this hand. Can we fix that? Just a pair of one of them, and everything will be good. We'll start cutting them, as we're going to see right now. Chance for a mixture sequence here for Yonesaki, trying to go for that 5-6-7 or perhaps 6-7-8. I think it's a long shot, but I think it's worth going for. I think keeping kind of 3 of bamboo there is an interesting choice, though, for Mareki. Because we already have 2 pairs in the hand. I would be very willing to have a way to accept that 2 of bamboo. We see one already cut. But having the 1-2-3 option, I think, with this hand specifically, I think getting rid of that too early is maybe a problem. But we'll see. It only backfires if we draw the draw 2 bamboo, right? So if we don't draw it clearly, it's a good idea. One away though for Ishii. But it could be that Ishii's our first person to Tempai. We just draw that. It's the 5 of characters. That is usable. And fits into the 4-5-6 measurable sequence that we could be building here. Do we cut 4-pin, 7-pin here? Just because the 9 is the Dora. No, we end up cutting the 7-9. Okay, that makes sense. Actually, yeah, the Dora's been cut twice already, so trying to pair up the Dora is folly.
Just cut again, so thrice cut Dora.
Yes.
Plus,
This is going to be...
that middle wait when you're waiting for the Dora indicator is just so rough.
That is very true, yeah. Because you already know one's gone, and the odds are someone else at least started with one. But yeah. Do you have Tenpai from Ishii? I believe it is just White Dragon only. But 6-9 pin does the job. How's that looking right now? Their 9 did just come out, so it will be the end of the hand. Very cheap, but Ishii gets to claim that 2,600 point pot. And it's going to be very significant in getting her into a position. I think that's not enough to overtake. But now she's poised to maybe even go for first place. One Mangan during a dealership will do it. Now's the perfect time to try and sneak ahead. Jump into first. Her team desperately need it, unfortunately. Is this the hand that does it? I'm not that impressed. Unfortunately, these draws are not quite what we want to be seeing. But obviously there is time to make things happen. The 9-pin being the door is nice, having one of them, but it is on its own and kind of stuck there for now. This is looking a lot nicer, though. Can definitely accept the 9-pin Dora, but doesn't have any right now for Yonesaki. Yeah, this is just kind of sad for our dealer here. I wish you luck. In the meantime, just like getting a little bit closer, although with 2 pairs, it's kind of a little bit of an awkward situation. I do want to be drawing something that has a bit more acceptance than that. Plenty of time, though. Maybe on the very long shot for our dealer, we could be thinking about 79 mixture sequence if we are going to keep that 9 of dots until the very end of this hand.
That's kind of what you have to hope for there.
Yeah. Although it might be one of those situations where maybe the end of row 1, just cut it and then hope that no one pawns it. Don't wait until the very end. Yeah, we can see it now. We're going to see it now. Yeah, exactly. Go for the maximum acceptance instead of trying to make that value happen. This is 1 away, though, for Yonesaki. Or I believe just all inside, but it might be all inside Pinfu as well. Have to have another look when we get back around to it right now. It is Pinfu if we manage to resolve the 4-5 shape instead of keeping the 5-5 pair. More than good enough. Nothing wrong with Riichi, All Simples, and Pinfu.
Be a much better weight this time than that last reach, in my opinion. It is a perfect 1-away shape, so yeah, she ends up with an open-ended weight no matter what she tempais with, and she does triple up the 5 dot to wait for the 4-7 character.
We didn't get the Pinfu, but that is more than good enough. A nice early reach. And it's going to make some of these other players here fold a little bit. We'll see. I'll do a bit of counting to see how many tiles we actually have left over. Ooh. 4-7 is not looking that great, unfortunately. But I could see the 7 maybe coming out if we have Sone getting to a nice early tempi. Yeah, look from my count. I think there's 3 tiles left. So, oh, that makes it 2 tiles left. We just drew another 7. And this is a really awkward situation for Sone. I could see her maybe canning the 5, so if she gets a tempi just because she doesn't want to play the 5 for bamboo. If you are tempi and you can reach, then I don't see the downside really if you're willing to go all in to Khan and then Reach. But I don't think we'll ever see the 5 come out any other way. So you need to find a way to use it, or at least hide it away.
You can hoard it.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. The Khan, right? It's just like, I'm not playing this. I'm going to put this to the side and take my extra draw instead. But yeah, obviously she's in a lot of danger, right? Because the 7 of characters does deal in. Relatively cheap. But you never want to deal in. But we might see a Khan Reach here. And actually, if we do, it'll be on the 7. That's not a great way.
She could still be waiting on the 7, or she could switch if she did something 6 to the 7. She could discard like the 1 character.
True.
There's the Khan.
But yeah, I can see it.
Con because I have no idea what I should discard, so we're gonna con and not discard something dangerous.
The 2 is a new Dora indicator. It's a new Dora, but
it is Sananko, so she can win even on a discard.
Well, having said that, making the Khan probably does tell everyone you're ready to win, right? You'd hope, right? You'd hope that people would be like, you know what? I think she's ready to win. Oh, this is the 2-sided weight. Yeah. 2-3 pin if we take it.
You're either ready to win or you just don't know what to discard. You don't have anything safe to discard, so you got to get an extra tile and try and draw something safe.
Honestly, very fair, yeah. 7 is usable. I don't see it ever coming out. It's going to make the wait for both our players here a little bit harder. But how many 7s are left? I think there might be none left. I think there might still be a 4 left. I have to do the count. Yeah, I think we see all 4 of the 7s now. Which means there's just 1 4 of characters left, unless I've missed that. This may just go to exhaustive draw, but with 2 players Tenpai, I don't see anyone else taking any risks here. Oh, unless
that's a
Tenpai here. Have to cut Dora to take it, but the Dora is actually not safe to the Reach.
No, it's safe to the across player, so it's safe to the dealer, but not to the Reach.
Oh, that's our last 4.
Oh,
well, you could just
another
con it, right? You could just con it, yeah. And then no one would have any tiles left to win on.
I mean, it's con or discard the 1 character. There's con.
The con happens. So now I believe there are no tiles left for either a Sone or Yonesaki to win on. That's rough. It's safe.
Yeah.
And now the 7 is Dora. But there are no 7s left, unfortunately.
Oh, the 1 dot is out already too. We will not see Sankansu.
It's a very good defensive play from Mareki, who's still on her way, and she can still get into Tenpai before the end of this hand. Interestingly enough, we could see a 7 pairs switch for our dealer here. It's a bit late, and it's never going to win, but if you can just pull in that Tenpai for the Tenpai at the end of the hand, I think it's worth at least hoping for that last-minute Tenpai. The 9-pin being safe is going to be really good news for Mareki, though. Means that she can play it and get to Tenpai herself, which is going to be very, very nice to see. If she gets the draws, of course. Has not happened. I think one turn left? No. We are done. We get to see everyone with the same weights. That look of, yep, that's where my 4s were. Of course you're waiting on the 7 as well. Hey, yes, we started half an hour earlier than usual. I do, just because of scheduling issues. But welcome. It's been a very exciting game so far.
We did start a bit early, but normally we would have started about 40 minutes ago anyway, so We're about an
I've
hour
lost
into
track of time. I've lost track of time. Yeah, true.
we're about an hour into the stream. Usually we'd be about half an hour into the stream right now.
I got too absorbed
A
in.
little, just a tad bit early. Not crazy early.
This is actually a really exciting start for Yonesaki, though. Door 2. 2 completed sequences already? Wow, everyone's got a really good start. I take it back. It's actually it's kind of average compared to the rest of the players on this table. But that is because every player on this table is exceptional. You must want to go all simples with this hand, though, for Yonesaki. Going to be keeping the 1-so and the 1 pitch just a little bit, but part of me secretly hoping I could just turn the bamboo side into 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6 and go for that all inside. With 2 of the 4 of bamboo, more than happy to just go turbo. And that's what we're going to see. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, there we go. The 1 does eventually come out. Obviously, we have to change our tactics if we draw the 2, but hopefully we draw the 4, get 3, 4, 5, go for that all inside. Yeah, this is stressful stuff, especially for the players on the table right now. It must be. But yeah, welcome. Oh, another shape that works for all inside, and maybe, if we're lucky, we can even go for maybe a mixtural sequence. If you end up discarding the 1 of bamboo, it's going to be awkward if we draw the 2. It's kind of awkward. You've got like a 1, 3, 5, and you want to make a 2, 3, 4 out of it. It's tricky, but always keep that in the back of the back pocket, just in case the perfect 2 draws happen. That haven't happened yet, though. Oh, what do I even do in that situation? I think I just had to take the win. I don't think I'd ever. I drew 3, 4, 5 pin. I don't see any world where I decide, no, I'm actually going for 2, 3, 4. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yep. Ishii finally starts to pare down the blocks. Yonesaki actually does have two Dora this time. Not my imagination.
Yes. And the interesting thing is that she chose not to reach, which actually is something I hadn't even thought about because, yeah, she has that Sanchoku upgrade, and also the three characters is a bit of a rough weight, right? So keeping the ability to not tell everyone you're ready and stay Dharma just for now. Oh, there it is! The perfect draw! So, all inside, mixed triple sequence, waiting on that 3 of characters. I would have been very tempted to reach that, and I think she absolutely made the right decision in not doing it. And it's great to see the payoff, and actually see the 3 characters coming out as well from Ishii as well. If she gets a Tenpai, she's 1 away right now. Speaking of Tenpai,
Bye.
Mareki on the pair weight there. Not a great weight, but
So
everyone playing.
2 Yamiten weights. Non-reach weights. Oh.
Another Khan!
Oh, an Instacon. This time there was no hesitation whatsoever.
This is Ishii, though, so she is the player in last place. And the 3 comes out, she deals in. Did not give any to extra Dora, but it is still.
Dealer Mangon.
Exactly. But yeah, from last place, absolutely respect the Instacon. Just because you're 1 away from Tenpai, and you need the points if you want to go for the position there. But we've seen Yonesaki manage to shoot up ahead into first place. It's a very close first place. She's still got to defend it, but what a fast hand. What a valuable hand, too. That Dharma, keeping the without reaching. I may have reached when I drew the 2 pin, but keeping the Tenpai, but not actually going all in with that 3, 4, 5 pin shape, just in case we drew the 2. I may have reached, but then again, I guess it's a Dharma Mangan, so the reach doesn't add too much. So definitely worth keeping that hand nice and closed. This is really interesting too. How many more pins are we going to draw? Is that already a 789? No, it's just 782. But I'd be going for the flush here. It's
for sure.
It's definitely early enough that we don't need to keep that shape.
It's just a great opportunity to jump out even further in first place. Except for that, just winning this game as you can see in the yellow squares. Puts the team over 100, and it just like opens up that it was very close scores coming into this Hanchan. So it
Yeah, Team Reach said
widens
he'd
the
been
gap
doing.
from second place. So I don't know, she might play safe. It would make sense to just get a quick win here and stay dealer. But I think it could be a great opportunity. Get a lot of points.
If it was me playing this hand, I would probably cut the Banzu tiles unless I complete the set. If I complete the set, I'd probably just keep it. I feel a little bit sad, but also it's a completed sequence, so I wouldn't say no. But we'll see. At the end of the day, a hand that you can reach is almost worth as much as a open half flush, right? So don't lose too much. As long as you reach. In the meantime, it's a bit of a struggle situation for Ishii. The hand's just not quite come the way it wanted it to. And we see yet another pair here for Mareki. Maybe going for the 7 pairs route, maybe not. Still plenty of ways that can go that don't involve having to pair up even more tiles, but certainly when you draw that many pairs, you've got to be thinking about it as an option. 3 pairs here is like the worst amount of pairs.
Last resort.
Oh.
There we go. There's a flush.
There we go. In fact, maybe even 3 or triplets, right? If we end up drawing the right tiles.
I mean, I'm gonna own that white dragon. I'm gonna pawn.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna hell out of the sand.
If you get a chance to pawn, you pawn. Absolutely. Yeah, no. But like, what if you just like draw the 6 pin and then the north and then the 7 pin? What if the next 3 draws, you know? What if you just get Suonko? What if you just get the Ayaka on hand?
Then yeah.
And maybe dreaming too big. I may be dreaming too big.
I don't think so. Then you just totally waste the flush. So that's totally on brand as well.
Yeah. If we get it's always fun when you get a Yakumon and some other Yaku. That would be really quite cool to get closed, but you know, you don't value them because you get the maximum value hand. Yeah. Yeah, everyone else is unfortunately just going a little bit too slow, I think. So we did see an interesting situation here, though, because the red dragon was skipped. It wasn't called by, I believe that would be Ishii. Yeah, Ishii's going for value. Makes sense. That makes sense. I believe that's our 5th pair for Mareki. 1 away from the 7 pair sand. And this is Tenpai.
Sone will not reach. Just 2 Dora. Figures that's enough points here.
3/6 of Bamboo Duet. That's another triplet. We are 1 Jenn Shanten.
And she had like moved the 7 and 6s in her hands so that she could call if she needed to without giving anything away. I might see him rearranged now when we come back around.
That's not okay.
Next to the inline now.
I saw the black text. I was like, "Is that north? Please say that's a north." Ooh, that's not what we want to be seeing, though. Fortunately, the one thing I will say is that this hand looks very much like a flush from, I believe, the Yonesaki, right? The hand's very flush-like. Looking at those discards, we've not seen a single pin tile, and a lot of the other 2 suits not many honors.
Yonesaki's discarded. Wait, who's? Yonesaki discarded a Pinzu in the 6th discard.
That's true, but like, yeah, I think it's interesting to
kind of camouflage it.
Yeah, I guess if we're going for the Yakuman hand, we need to get the 1 at some point anyway. But the 6 of Bamboo is going to be really dangerous to play later. That is not what we're looking for, but it's still really good to keep because we can always pair up the 8, keep the 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. The 6 will deal in though, unfortunately. To this door, too, all simple
really
sound.
wide. It really widened up the hand a lot by keeping that 8.
Yeah, there was obviously the dream hand, but there were so many different ways that could have exactly you say the wide shape, the wide acceptance. Unfortunately, the 6 deals in, but when you've got a hand like that, you have to go for it, right? You have to.
I mean, I don't know. Getting first place puts the team so far ahead. In the dealer position, I was, I was saying at the beginning, maybe you don't go for the flush there. Maybe you go for a quicker win. It's
True.
really the call.
But at the end of the day, I think it literally was because we ended up drawing every shape other than the 7-8 man shape. If we'd drawn the 6 or the 9, I would have kept it for the speed, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah. Either way, though, Yonesaki now drops into third place going into this game, but going to all last of this game. But as I was saying, a Mangatsumo is more than enough to get first, so she can earn her win back. And Sone of Team 1 game is going to be looking for a very cheap hand to close this out. And you know what? This is, honestly, maybe even a Chanta. That's quite a rare hand to go for, but it would be something you can open for. And, as obviously it would be, so anything you can open and win with just to get 1,000 points and end this match in first place would be very welcome. I think that 7-pin draw does change it. The 6-7 is really nice to keep, even with the overlap on the 8 there. Especially when you see players like Ishii here, who have cut the 6-7 pin. We know that she doesn't really want the 8, probably, if the first two discard the 6-7. And what's Ishii going for? I haven't actually looked at her hand yet, but 6-7-6 says to me that she has a dream. And if that is true, it's really quite far away. It is just going to be an outside hand with the... Maybe your outside hand 7 pairs would be quite exciting, but... You cut the 4 here, right? Surely you cut the 4 of bamboo. In an ideal world, you want to keep the 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, but...
I think she's...
Yeah.
I wonder what she's contemplating. Possibly going for sequences and maybe discarding something like the 9 dot or...
I guess the issue is the
I'm
7
not
store,
sure.
but then... Yeah. Either way, 2 away still. With 2 perfect draws, we could go for the outside hand, but we're not doing that now. We're actually going to just cut the 9, keep the west. I guess it is Sone's hand, so she doesn't need to necessarily win as long as Mareki doesn't. She's probably going to be at least top 2, if not first.
Yeah, she wants to get a quick, easy hand possible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think that 7's ever going to come out unless it's proven safe by everyone else.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
That would have been the spot to choose to go for Kokushi, and Ishii does not. Discards the east. I probably would have been very tempted to go for Kokushi there.
Honestly, fair. So this is probably... You don't really want to go 7 pairs when you're trying to maximize your win rate, but it's definitely an option. Speaking of 7 pairs, Sone pairing up the 3 dot definitely lets her potentially go for that. Which is, again, not the hand you want to go for, in my opinion, when it's all last and you desperately need speed over value, but definitely a way you can play safely and also keep it down a tempi. And in fact, this is 1 away for Sone. Getting back away from that 7 pairs route, but 1 away is 1 away. Just notice, Yonesaki's waiting on the white dragon. There are no white dragons left. So it's going to be tough for her to be able to build this. This is tempi, though, for our dealer, waiting on the 8 of characters. Doing a bit of counting. See how many of those remain. But at the end of the day, our dealer being tempi is going to be probably the bare minimum here. Keeps the game going. Gets her a few points. Perhaps in a position to take first place next hand. Yeah, it looks like there's only 2 of the 8 of characters left to win on, but that's still more than good enough. We've seen hands win on less, for sure. And here we go. We do have a chance to call this 6, and it's not taken. We actually have suddenly swapped ourselves to a full flush here, which is quite interesting. Not the kind of shift I was expecting, but with the one about me being safe, and with drawing nothing but more pin tiles, why not go for the full flush? This may even get called here. No, it won't. It won't. Take it back. We'd be left with a really, really terrible shape in the dots there if we had cheated that. I think any call that's going to get a good tempai, I do believe we're going to see called
I think Ishii's
by
end was
Sone.
Kokushi. I think she had everything but the white dragon
I believe you're right. Yeah.
and the 9 dot. Maybe the 9, maybe 2 away. Or 1 away. Would have been 1 away. But Mareki will draw and we will have another South 4.
I believe that's just 7 pairs only.
And 2 more.
Yeah. A very small win when you talk about 7 pairs. Often I like to reach 7 pairs because obviously the reach bumps it up a lot, and then 2 always bumps it up a lot too. But
It's enough
7
to put
pairs
her in
more.
first place.
Exactly. Yes. The job is now on Sone to try and get a hand that gets the first place back. Is this time?
Maybe times will be the last hand, I believe.
Shoutouts to the people in the background making all this work, keeping it flowing.
I think that was not a world champion from Vienna.
Ooh. Have to get the action replay on that.
He's always working in the studio, helping out with the Sankei Shimbun Cup streams.
That's awesome. Yeah, you love to see the people in the background sometimes, because they deserve credit. They deserve a lot of credit for organizing events like this. But yeah, okay, so if this is the last hand, it's all going to be down to this one here. Mareki wants to just go quick. It's one of those situations where if you're a dealer and the game continues, maybe you don't, but now you just want to shut this game down. And can Mareki do this? We'll see. I think the start wasn't too bad. I think everyone's got a pretty fast hand, but so we're going to be looking for more than just speed here. Pair of the Souths for Sone. But I think she needs a bit more value than just South. We'll have to see. And one South's already gone as well, so that may not even triple up. In the meantime, our dealer is getting a little bit close to Tenpai, but small steps. Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing Sone hopefully reach weighty on the South to catch that. But I think any direct hit would probably be more than good enough. And at the very least, it's going to be a very solid second for her team, and she's going to be placing above Team Riichi City. So overall, she's going to be in first place, and her team's going to be in first place in this game. Yeah, you're going to see this South get called. One away.
Mareki can keep this lead, though, then that is a huge comeback for our Mahjong next. And
Very
drops
true.
Otomedan way down below everybody else.
Yeah, I do feel a bit bad for Mahjong to put down, but there's still plenty of time. This is still only session, I believe, 7. So we've got this one and then 3 more. But we'll see. We'll see. Ishii can still build something good, hopefully. Looking at this hand, we have the chance of the 1-2 mixable sequence. We're going to be card committing that because we do want to get some value from somewhere. It's an ask. It's tough.
I'm not sure exactly how many games actually. I'll look that up real quick. Because all the teams have had buys so far, so they actually have not played 21 games, I don't believe.
Ah, yes, that's a good point. Yeah. Not everyone plays every single session. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Forgot about that. But yeah, looks like Ishii did end up giving up on the. No, she has given up on the soundtrack. I just missed. I thought I saw the three of them in discard, but no. That will be Tenpai for Sone to close out this game. Waiting on 6-9. The 6 was just played. And it's also going to be Suji safe to Ishii, if anyone is afraid of that. 6-9 will be a shared weight, though. As Yonesaki is also going to be waiting potentially on that 6-9. She's still 2 away, though. Very wide 2 away, but 2 away nonetheless.
Looks like this is their 6th session, so they've had 1 bye so far. They will have 4 after this.
Okay. We are going to see Yonesaki take a slightly slower path to Tenpai, which is interesting. I think I would have been a bit more aggressive based on the score situation. I wouldn't be that afraid of Ishii. I would be trying to see if I can't build something. But if the tiles aren't coming, the tiles aren't coming. And actually, no, she's going for this mixture sequence. She's not. She's getting the least efficient shape in her hand. So I take everything I just said back. She's got the mixture sequence, or she's got Dora too. She has so much to go for Yonesaki to be a second look to confirm exactly where I was wrong. It looks like it's going to be the mixture sequence we end up going for. Could probably cut the 2 of characters first, just in case we do manage to use both the 7 of characters, and that's what we're going to see. Yeah, I love to see it. That's great. It's a very greedy play, but honestly, when you need a Mangan to get a position, it's good to be greedy. It's good sometimes.
So just an anecdote, looks like we have 330 points worth of penalties across the league so far this season. None for Group 15, which we're watching right now. Yesterday we watched Group 7, however, and they did have a penalty. I think it looks like for being late. The Team Gatinia.
Also, Jen, you know when I said, like, I love the greed?
Yes.
The one way it could have backfired instantly happened. And now I feel really guilty for saying I love this move. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Just have to send the 3 pin back, right? Surely. At this point.
Can still get the 3 character though. I
Because where's the head in our hand? I guess the head could be 7 man. I guess. That's one way of doing it.
I mean, the other option is 3 character, I guess. But that would be a better weight though. I don't know. Maybe the 7-8 bamboo. I think she's going through all of these in her mind and goes for the 3-2 character.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I hope it. Oh, we can see a Khan. The Linshan draw. Khan number 2.
It looks like
Khan number 2.
3, so becomes a Dora. Oh no! I mean, Kyumon becomes 1 mon becomes
1 man becomes Dora.
1
Now
still
1
becomes
soul.
a Dora.
Oh no! Revealing one of our weights as the Khan Dora. That's unfortunate. I respect that though. Going for that draw twice to try and get that first place. Oh, that would have been so cool if you managed to make that draw happen. Unfortunate. But that has given 2 Dora here to Ishii.
She's out though, looks like. There's yeah, that's why she discards the 2-3. She draws the 6. Now she's waiting for the 5-8.
Yes, yeah.
5-8. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of characters, and 6, 7, 8, 9 of bamboo all make Yonesaki ready.
Yeah, this is a really, really wide runway. And still has that chance the mixtural sequence if we do that 6 of bamboo. I think we see all the 6 of bamboo, sadly. But she doesn't know that. Actually, how many 6-9 do we see of bamboo here? because I do believe there might not be many tiles left for our Toucan player, Yonesaki. Gotta respect it, but sometimes it's a little bit unfortunate. In the meantime, though, we do have...
Yeah, she's just a little bit. When you get to this spot, there's a lot of times when you're like, all right, well, I'm 1 away, so I'm just going to discard the 4 bamboo, and it super backfires. Like, there's nobody ready waiting for it right now. But I'm sure that she's seen that situation enough times that she doesn't just want to discard it willy-nilly, so she's taking a minute to look at the board.
Exactly, yeah. I might not have been too afraid of that situation had someone not canned twice, you know? Now there are just so many Dora unaccounted for.
3 bamboo, but she can't see any 5 bamboos. So it makes the 4 look very strange with all those 3s out and the con.
Okay. Still wait on the 3 of bamboo. Maybe sneak back in the Tenpai, but no, it's too late. So 1 player Tenpai, I don't think that's enough to overtake, but it's going to be 3,000 points for Sone. Oh no, it is enough to overtake. I didn't do the minus 1,000 and factored that in. So,
Just
first
barely
place.
enough for Sone, and that's a massive, puts Team 1 game into first place overall. The position
Yeah,
Yonesaki
huge
was
win.
looking for, but she ended up healing into Sone a few hands ago.
Yeah, that one unfortunate deal win, yeah, was
Ishii
key, I
just
think,
could
there.
not catch a break the whole game.
That was really fun. It was decided the very last hand. Mahjong's fun like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's fun like that sometimes when you're the one who wins in the last hand. It can be heartbreaking if it's the other way around.
If you're the commentators.
Ah, yes, true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. At the end of the day, we win every game because we get to watch everyone play.
Yes, that's true. That's true. All right. I think the plug that we have to do right now is there's a 3 perspective, like a collaboration between the Professional Mahjong League and the World Professional Mahjong Organization. We did, so Shinya Mita and I went to the Masters qualifying tournament and filmed Tamas Erdos at the Reach Pro. And we created a sort of, I guess you could call it like a 3D perspective. So we have the Japanese video that just kind of chronicles the entire tournament from start to finish. Then we have Thomas's perspective on the WRC channel, and then the perspective of the Japanese pros on the JPML English channel. What was it like to have the first World Reach Pro come to Japan and play in this qualifying tournament? So they kind of like journal documentary style videos, and it was really fun to make. So of course Thomas's perspective is on this channel that you're watching right now, so make sure you check that out. And then there's a link to the other perspectives in the description of that video.
I did enjoy Thomas's mannerisms and sense of humor. There were a few points where it's like relatable, but also, oh no. But honestly, yeah, I imagine it's really exciting, and you're gonna be full of nerves. And yeah, it's a really good watch. So do check that out.
Yeah, it was fun to film, and it was interesting to edit. You know, I'm not an editor by trade, so everything I'm doing is kind of learning on the job. But I think that we did a good job, as good as I can. I don't have the eye for like lighting and coloring and things like that. So without that eye, I think I did the best that I could have done. So give it a like, subscribe, things like that.
Do the wonderful YouTube stuff. Honestly, yeah, like it really does mean a lot to help support the channel and things like that, to help us get out there, and you know, to make the more we grow. I keep saying to people we should reach out and like try and get like as many events as possible. We're doing, hopefully at some point, more things with USPML, and yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Hopefully, but yeah, all right. I suppose we should move on to game 2 of 3 today.
We
And
have
I believe
any commentator switch? Yes, welcome, Nathanael.
Happy to be here. Happy to have seen that video of Tamash. Excellent stuff. Looking forward to seeing some more.
Nathanael also has a video in the works, but I'm waiting for a voice file from someone.
Well, I wonder who that is.
Yeah, I got 2 from some people, so it seems like there's just 1 left. I'm waiting for.
All right, looking forward to seeing that when it comes out. Pending
All right, thank
my
you
work.
guys.
Thank you, Jen.
thanks for joining us, Jen.
All right, Chiral. Well, 1 game
All
in the
right.
books, 1 game left to go. At least
Absolutely.
for
We're
you.
seeing-
At least for you. And then we'll have a 3rd after that.
Yes, that's true. That's true. We are doing 3 games today, I promise. I promise. But yes,
Let's get into
We'll
the
be the
players
same
for
teams?
Game 2.
so in the E seat for Game 2, representing Team Mahjong Otomedan, it's once again Ishii from SPM. She's come back. I'm cheering for her this game with the way first game went. You know, I hope that bad luck doesn't last forever. From NPM in the South seat, we have Nagi Yonesaki once again from Riichi City. In the West seat from JPML, representing Team Mahjong next, we have Ami Koshoji. And finally, in the North seat from JPML, representing Team Mahjong 1 game, we have Minami Akiba. As I say, I'm going to be cheering for Ishii because she had a really rough time in Game 1. So, I have my bias. She's my underdog today.
Well, always look for that bounce back game after having a rough one. It's kind of been like that for me this year in Mahjong. 1 rough game, 1 bounce back game, come back to even. We're all good.
I say we did hear from Jenn talking about her AML games. How have yours been going, Nathanael? Assuming you're still part of it, the AML leagues.
Yeah, it's been very up and down. I've had my games balance out to basically net 0. Every time I get a first, I take a 4th.
Honestly, relatable. I'm not gonna lie, but that's still pretty good though, right? If you're getting net 0, you're giving as good as you're getting. That's pretty good. That's it's a goal to aim for I think a lot of players. It's certainly the goal I aim for whenever I play a league and things like that.
Yeah, it's also been quite fun playing a lot of new players I haven't played that much against online this time in the A2 division. So it's been a lot of fun, and a lot of those players I expect to see in A1 next season. But we are underway. Ishii, our first dealer,
Yes.
2-pin Dora.
Yeah, you should have a pretty decent start, look like, but not the only player. The situation where you have a 1-pin, you really want to draw a 2-pin, but we might see that 1-pin come out really quite early.
A nice 2-pin
But the 2-pin
connection.
acceptance, yeah.
Yonesaki. Also, Koshoji as well. Akiba, the player who's having the most trouble to use that 2-pin Dora with that 1-pin 4-4-6. Hey, 2 Dora. Hang on a second. Look at those pairs.
Exactly, yeah. Again, 7 pairs is one of those hands I don't ever want to go for, but I always like keeping it there just in case the next draw happens. Also, shout out to the person addressing that camera for a second there. But yeah, with the tiles in that hand, definitely 7 pairs is pretty enticing because we have a lot of single honor tiles. If they end up being like once cut, they'd be perfect weights for that 7 pairs hand.
Beautiful 3-so draw filled
green
the
dragon.
awkward shape. Oh no, a sequence.
Yeah, being that 5-7 is very important there.
Koshoji 2 away. Was that 1? Players moving very quickly. Akiba also eventually give up on that 1-pin.
Yeah, you know, I take what I said about the 7 pairs hand back. That's not 7 pairs, but it's still very, very good.
There's the 3-pin draw. Now that allows you to pull back the 2-pin and use it. Although if you hold that 1-4-7 weight, you might be 50-10. There's the West call. And we're going
Can we go
flush.
for the half flush? And you know what, with Dora 2, especially with the option of being able to call the Dora, someone else is willing to play it, more than happy to take that risk. And even though it's not really much of a risk, it's just telling everyone what you're going for.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're going for the half flush, for a Mongun, you need to have Yakuhai and then Honitsu for 2, half flush, and then the Dora. But when you just have the Dora 2, you don't even need to have Yakuhai.
Exactly. And that 8 draw is so nice to see.
Beautiful pull, but this is a Tempai. Is it a Tempai we...
Is he a reach?
Okay, no Riichi. Weight improvements as well as value improvements with a 5/6/7 Sanchoku possible.
Very true. Yeah, choosing when to reach and when not to is sometimes a tricky decision to make, and we did miss out on the E-Pats this time.
It's okay. It's very important that Akiba shuts down the big manga on hand that was brewing the flush. And,
Exactly.
If she declared the Riichi and the flush hand
Maybe
makes one call, you draw a Dora, okay? You'll be very, very sad, right? And
exactly.
So we saw, the low end of what can happen when you don't Riichi. You miss the Ipatsu, but the benefits of passing the Riichi there still exist.
I think a shorthand I use sometimes as well is if you have 3 hand of upgrades, then especially if you've got 1 hand, then it's perfectly okay to just wait for that upgrade. And with the Pinfu and the Sanshoku chance, it obviously you don't have to rely on that as a hard and fast rule, but as a sort of do I really want to do this? Where do I start thinking about it? I think that's a nice little way to start thinking about things. And with the Sanshoku and the Pinfu, if it was just Pinfu on its own, I would have probably just reached that. But yeah, exactly as you say. Really well played.
Yeah.
A little bit unfortunate we got the sumo, but rather than the upgrade. But I'm not going to complain too much as long as we win the hand, right?
And there's always extra incentive to hold the Dama when there are offensive and defensive reasons, as you're saying, the Sanchoku upgrade as well as avoiding the flush.
Yes.
5 Sodora here in East 2, Yonesaki, our new dealer. This is a bit of a brawl. When I see that 8 So first cut from Akiba, I always think, they've got a door for sure.
And that wasn't even true until draw 4 right here. But it is certainly going to be used.
I wonder if we will see the East call. We have the Haku pair as well now. There's just too many strong shapes in this hand. You kind of want to keep the 6 So, but we have, for Sanchoku, we have too many pairs, so she will go 2 So, 2 So, and hedge that Sanchoku.
I think it's perfectly fine, honestly. So we already have 3 pairs as well. In an ideal where we get both the triplets of the dragon and the wind, but that's probably too much to ask for. That's a second Dora, though.
Ooh, that's a little bit tough. Because
it is, yeah.
You had good pair accepting shapes elsewhere. That 5/7/7 pin is oftentimes going to be the pair. The 7/9/9/9 Mon shape also becomes the pair a lot of the time. So you draw the 8 Mon or the 7 Mon. So it's a little bit tricky to just lock the Dora in as a pair. She'll move in that direction, though, with the 7 Mon cut.
Yeah, exactly. We can always turn it into some sort of pair sequence. There's a word for that. We have like 5, 5, 6, 7, and then another pair. But I forget the exact word. But yes, you can definitely use it. And as I say, right here,
here we go.
Have the 5, 8, and 7 pin weight here set up. Either way, though, she's not the only one away from Tempo right now, because Ishii is right there.
Osaka as well, also getting close. No, Totsue has her choice though, 147 pin, cutting the Dora, or 5/8 So, a much worse weight, and she'll go for the win rate.
Right. Yeah. Right, the reach stick is out. When you're going to play a Dora like that, you have to reach, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You don't have to, but
a kind of
playing Dora.
I guess no matter what you do, you have to reach you there. I was thinking about the possibility of holding a Dama and then trying to draw around the 5 So and then discarding the 9 Mon, as would have happened here. But I feel like that's too weak. You pretty much always have to take a Riichi there, whether it be the 5/8 So or the 147 pin. And Riichi,
I think that's very fair.
Riichi plus 1 with a wide weight, you can kind of expect to get Sumo. So Riichi Tsumo Dora should be fine. And if you hit an Uda for the Mangan, you're extremely happy. I think I like this 5 So discard.
Yeah. Okay. I would have done the same, I think, in this situation.
I feel like if 2 8 So weren't cut already, I would take the other Riichi. I mean, we're also like 50-10 on the 8 So, but if we were 50-10 and it wasn't cut, then we'd consider that.
Yeah.
There's also the idea, if you didn't want to take the Riichi, of cutting the 9-mon preemptively. Atsumo. There we go.
There it is.
Itsumo,
So reach smart, no error.
just the
but
one Dora.
Going to be another second nice win for Akiba. Welcome, welcome. You're right in time for the beginning of game 2.
I was thinking about the possibility there of getting extra foo with a 7-pin draw, but fortunately I got the 4-pin instead.
At the end of the day, it's nice to have all the extra points, but like the important thing is you want the hand, right? But yeah,
Koshoji is so cool when drawing those tiles.
Yeah, honestly, if I were playing at a big event like that, I would not be trying to do tricks. I'd probably be fumbling the tiles if I tried anything like that.
I have experience fumbling the tiles on camera. It is it's nerve-wracking, but calm, cool, collected here.
But Ishii is the one to watch for this hand, though. She does have 2 Dora already closed and can go all inside if she wants to. You have no idea how this is played, but yet here you are. Oh, feel free to ask any questions. To catch up on Mahjong, it is a game about making 4 sets of 3 and a pair, a set being either a run in the same suit or the same tile in the same suit 3 times. And it's to do that before anyone else does it. You could take tiles from other players, like we just see that East being called. But if you have any questions, do feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer.
Absolutely.
And today it's just about making lots of sets of 3 before anyone else can. It's a race!
Koshoji, the dealer East call, so that's 2 Han. And she has the White Dragon pair as well, so potentially massive value for her. I don't know about you, but I was getting a little nervous when I see dealer call the East because 1 door is 5,800. That's not
exactly.
happy feeling. If they get another Han somehow, 12,000 is extremely painful to deal into. Great 6-pin draw. So technically Tempai
is ready to win. Are we going to see it go in? We are going to see them not declare it, but they are ready to win. It's all inside, so she can still win without any... All inside, by the way, is a win condition where you only have 2 to 8 in the 3 suits. Speaking of, it's still one away here. It's a very nice one away, especially if we do draw that 7 of bamboo bonus tile.
You have to even consider what she'll do if the south comes out. So Akiba can call her wind, her seat wind. But the resulting weight is awkward. 5 so 6 so when 7 so is the door. You almost don't want to call that tile. Very curious.
That's fair.
Hatsu. So
still one away, yeah.
Oh,
but I think we get into it.
Well, this is Salako chance. Do you just Riichi? You can Dama? Okay.
We had a very similar situation like this in game 1, and it backfired. It didn't backfire completely, but it was a 0 tile left to win. Reach. This time we see a Dharma. We see someone not reaching.
I wonder if she was watching that game and said, I know what to do in this spot. We do not take the reach.
For the record, when we say reach, it's basically just telling everyone on the table, you make a 1,000 point bet, and you lock your hand in.
Suanko consideration?
But if you do win after you do that, you get extra points. So yeah, it's like telling everyone you're one away, making a bit of a gamble, but it usually pays off. Usually.
Okay, could have also switched there to the door weight, but values the Saranko chance. I just have to say, I really appreciate the amount of time she spent thinking about that too, so good. Opportunity to cut away from a pair and aim for a mon weight. The issue being the 5 mon is already in the pond. However, I don't think that's the biggest issue because most of the times your weight is going to be 369 or 147. So I don't mind having cut away from pair. Oh, we're going to see Ipatsu come out.
So yeah, she did that reach. She made that 1,000 point bet, and she won on the very first turn, which gives her even more points. Going to be 9,000 points, 8,000 plus the reach stick she put back in. Yonesaki getting first place currently.
Ichi plus Pink Dora. Yonesaki ahead by 600 points, but Akiba gets her dealership. Everyone will get a chance at the dealership twice. Unless, of course, they win their hand, then they get to repeat bonus times. So Akiba, her first time being dealer, opens up the east pair. That's a great start, but the rest of the tiles are looking weak. A couple two
You have
pins
quite
will
a few
help.
pairs here, which is something, but yeah.
Oof. It's workable. It's workable.
It's workable, yes. Yeah. There's a dream there.
There's a lot of easy
Maybe.
early cuts to make. The one so will come out.
Yeah.
We'll see how the hand
Obviously,
develops.
the further away you are from starting, obviously, the more likely you are to draw something that's useful, right? Because anything's useful when you're really far away. Ooh, tripling up all the pairs there. Nice and early.
Dora pull. That's a great second draw. Another pair here for Yonesaki.
Yeah, it's the kind of hand you don't want to try and go make 7 pairs with that hand, but especially when you got the dragon pair. But 7 pairs is definitely doable.
As you said, every single draw that our dealer has pulled in has connected to something in the hand. It's quickly advancing to a more reasonable state. So.
Yeah, she's keeping the west just in case 7 pairs end up being the final weight. Because pairing up that west, it's going to be hard for other people to use it, so could be a very nice pull. Obviously it's hard for people to use it. There's a pair right here. But she doesn't know that, of course.
The hand's just kind of coming together. I want to see another useful draw here. It sort of helps, yeah. Every single draw at 100% accuracy, slightly improving the shape. The last draw was the 4, so to make a 4-6-8 shape, I can connect 4-5-6 or 6-7-8. Either way, uses the 6 so Dora. That 7 so discard, there's a committal to the pairs. If she had any dreams of a normal hand, I would have connected that 7 so to potentially the Dora 6 so. And so by cutting that, confirms that she is going for pairs.
Yeah. I still love how, I believe, it's Koshoji who can both go for 7 pairs and sequences with that 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. So many different ways that hand can get to a ready state. Probably the ideal one would be 7 pairs at this point, but
yeah, I believe that's Yonesaki with the 5, 5, 6, 6, 7 pin. It is a gorgeous shape. A lot of times when you've got chances at both 7 pairs and a normal sequence-based hand or triple-based hand, it's because you have Ipeco.
yes.
Certainly is the case here. West coming out now in favor of the East, which notably, remember, our dealer has opened and really needs that East, but finds the 5 so first.
Yeah, it's very interesting that we didn't see that East get called, right? Given that we've already called the 2 off darts there.
Well, yeah, it has to be a committal here from Yonesaki to drop it. She cut the West instead, and maybe understands that that's a good possibility. Okay,
Very
now
fair,
is a
yeah.
big decision. Second door drawn. Are we going Tanyao instead? Is it time to East-East?
I think so.
Okay, Tanyao, all insides. We aren't going to use our wind as the Yakuhai, the win condition for this hand. Instead, we're going to go for all middle tiles 2 through 8. And there's the East.
Be a perfect way to get rid of it, yeah. So to anyone who doesn't know what the door are, the tile on the top left corner of the screen is the 6 of bamboo, as you can see. And if you manage to win a hand with that, you get extra points. If you win your hand with 2 of it, you get double the extra points.
Nice.
So definitely worth keeping. And we are going to see this probably end up being 2 sequences instead of the pairs hand for Koshoji.
Interesting call there from Akiba. Pulling on the 8-mon doesn't advance the hand forward, but it does give you a lot of different ways to get to the tempai. And I think mostly she was worried about finding a 7 so because it's right next to the Dora and one of them has already been discarded, not really anticipating that to come out so easily and maybe expecting other players to be holding it. So makes the pull, and that gives her extra options to be able to win the hand without using the 7 so.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, if she just draw the 7 so, can still use it for tempai.
The other thing is if she draws the 6, gets 3 of the Dora, now she can cut the 8 without having to and still keep tempo. So there's still lots of flexibility there too. We see where most of the sixes are at this point, but it also sets up a potential 3-6 weight if we want to as well, rather than having that dependency.
Yeah, and a big reason that works is because before the call, the 8-mon was basically locked in as the pair. After the call, the pair is extremely flexible. Could even be the 4-mon or 5-mon. And there we go, 3-so draw as
There's
you called
that 3.
out. Big opportunity.
So
With time to door 2, 5,800 to be collected. 3-mon, 6-mon has a lot of tiles held. A couple 6-mons discarded already as well. G-Toy now coming
there's
together.
4 each tiles. There's
6-mon.
6. Oh, and it comes out. That completes this all inside Dora 2 hand from the dealer too. So pretty significant. 5,000 entry points. Very, very good. And Akiba gets to keep a dealership. We go in to Southeast for repeat number 1.
And notably also, she hit Yonesaki directly. And that was the player in first place. So Akiba not only claims first, but also makes a pretty wide gap here, over 10,000 points.
Yeah, Team 1 game have had a really good day so far. Obviously, everything that happens in the East round could be undone in the second half of this game.
Absolutely. But you're feeling good, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Good at the start.
Especially after game 1, shooting ahead, bringing your team into first place. And now if you win this, 141.2 points coming out of this currently would be a sizable lead. I'm still cheering for Ishii though. I want to see her come back.
No
probably
one
not
is
this end.
completely out of it. Ishii in third place here, just behind second. Hasn't really had been involved in the game too much. A lot of Ishanten hands, but nothing's come together just yet. Of course, we've only had a few hands so far.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look like... Actually, Ishii's probably the one who's closest to tempo right now, although everyone's got a bit of work to do.
Koshoji gets a nice 4-so improvement. Hard to use the 1-so, though.
Shout out to the commentators in Japan.
Yeah, the broadcaster for the on the Japanese side is extremely good at what he does. And it was a lot of fun talking to him when I visited Japan. He showed me some of his tricks of the trade, and it was very, very cool to see that studio.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Jealous.
Oh wow, a 7-pin fill. Interesting.
I was going to comment on the fact that we cut the 1 of characters there, just because I know I go for the mixed secrets way too much. But
yeah.
I would have thought like maybe that 1, 3, 4 just a little bit longer. Probably not much. I probably would have gone now.
Right.
But I might have kept it like 1 more turn, just in case we drew the 2, you know?
Yeah, I definitely am with you. I up that Sanchoku all the time. As long as you acknowledge it before letting it go, it's fine though.
Yeah, exactly. 1 away though for Ishii.
Koshoji holding on to this 1 so for as long as possible.
Yeah, obviously we're going to try and win with the bonus points if we can. That Dora is so valuable in this game.
Rejecting the perfect Ishanten. 6-pin. Smoggy, and then she picked it up and sort of hesitated before dropping it. But I like that. I don't think we need the perfect Ishanten. I think we can just lock in a shape and disguise the 7-pin as a weight.
Yes. Something we see a lot from pro play. Like maybe sacrificing a little bit of efficiency near the end of a hand, just to try and get that final weight. People can't guess it quite as easily. Yeah, I do feel kind of bad for the 1-3-3 here, and also the 1-2-2 of Bamboo for both Yonesaki and I think kind of believe Koshoji. Oh no, maybe it was Ishii then, maybe. But just right here. You really want to use the Dora, but neither hand is looking like they're going to need the Dora. We're going to end up having to play it at some point.
So
yeah, take that back. Yonesaki managed to force it by cutting the 3, so now we just have to draw the 2 to complete 1, 2, 3.
Absolutely. Issue is going to be for Koshoji. If she does get to use the Dora, she will have to cut the 2 so. straight into the hand of Yonesaki.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at the Akiba's hand, actually. Because you don't want to cut the Dora. So if you draw the 3, so the 2 will
Yeah.
have to come out.
The question is where our pair. I guess we can always wait on 6-9 or 5-8 in the
Right.
the 6-6-7-8-8 shape, but
It's going to be a long
neither of
wait.
those feel that great. Either way, though, you don't have to make a decision if you don't ever draw a useful tile, unfortunately.
The players have been absolutely trapped. Oh, no. In the pawn 7-6-7. No one wants the upper so the lower half, though. Ooh, here we go. Here's that moment.
All right.
Is the 2 so too dangerous, or could we cut a pin tile instead? Maybe 4-mon, 3-mon if that's safer. The Manzu doesn't look super safe, though.
Yeah, we don't see any of the lower Manzu, really, apart from a few of the ones played. I think we see 3 of the ones played, but there's nothing about 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or anything like that. I'm going to cut the... Yeah, 6-pin looks pretty okay. We see 6-pin from one player, lots of 3s and 9s from the others.
Now, the 3 came out, so no change has been made recently from any of the players. It means the 6-pin still Nakatsuchi in between the 3 and 9-pin.
And we see Yonesaki take a step backwards, killing the pair of the Norths.
Pull for Ishii. That will
Give
be...
me a ready hand now, waiting on 5-7 of darts. Speaking of, actually, this isn't a ready hand yet, but it's going to be a side step back.
Yeah, so
Yonesaki
backed away with the with the north pair cut, and now is trying to find her way back into Tempai.
Yeah, it's a much wider one away, but that call doesn't actually get her there, unfortunately.
Definitely thought a little bit before making the call. For that very reason. A lot of times it's recommended to not make a call that doesn't advance you. You'd rather see what your draw is. Hello! So this can be Tempai cutting the west. Now, this will lose the Yaku.
But we're at the end of the hand anyway.
Right, so she's not playing for the hand win, just to try to beat Tempai at the end of the hand. Did not want to risk the 3-so at this point of the game, but we will see the 7-pin come out. Ishii will take it from Koshoji.
Pretty cheap win, but Ishii doesn't need that many points to get at least into second place this game, so more than happy to go for it. And we will move on to the South round, South 1.
All right, so everyone had their chance as the dealer once. Ishii wrapped back around to Ishii. We see that red indicator now below Ishii's name, or above it, depending on which one you're looking at. 6-pin
Yes,
Dora.
I definitely rely on... I was talking to Jenn about learning languages. I definitely rely on the English translation of these names.
Absolutely. There are some that are easier to read than others, but...
Okay.
but I could read any of these without the translations.
Very fair. Okay, so everyone's got a pretty mid hand, honestly. I do see the potential. I'm thinking Itsu maybe for Koshoji. It's not that likely, but it's definitely worth thinking about. That's 1 to 9 in the same suit. Just missing the 3, 4, and 6 in characters. But we'll see. We'll see what the next 3 draws are, because if you don't draw them quickly, you're probably not going to go for that hand. Could also be going for a mixture of sequence, the same sequence as all 3 suits, 7, 8, 9, for Yonesaki as well. So there's a lot of value potential here if the right tiles come. And that is not 7, 8, 9, but it is a very useful tile. Just triple up the 8 there.
And it could become 7, 8, 9 in the future as well, using the 8-pin as the pair.
Very true.
So lots of opportunities. Very curious to see how that hand develops.
Yeah, that 5 is just sort of sitting there. The 5 of darts, just not quite useful. If you draw a 6, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, which is nice, but if the 8 becomes our pair, you can easily make a sequence out of it instead. And the other thing about, I guess, the mixture of sequence there is if you do draw 6, at least you get the bonus points from that 6 Dora.
Here's that
there it is.
Decision. So Sancho is probably less likely now that you have drawn the 6.
Yes.
And so I like not trying to force it. and just keeping the
Exactly.
flexibility. If anything, 5, 6, 7 on trigger is possible.
Oh, definitely, we could work it down as well. Yeah, that works too.
And for that
the
reason, I kind of
important
like
thing
the
is-
9-mon cut, because you can still draw 5-mon or 7-mon and hold that shape. This the 7-8-mon is a little weaker.
Exactly. By the way, Ishii, our dealer, is one away from having a ready hand. I don't think he's got any particular value, but being dealer, getting to reach is always worth it. I was talking about this Itsu, and I guess we pulled the 6. We're still missing the 3 and the 4, though. It's a big ask. Probably going to end up giving up on that very soon. That 1-2 shape will eventually get cut.
Realistically, if you're trying to force Itsu, it doesn't matter what 2 tiles you're missing that much, but some always feel better than others. Like if you've got the Yamen shape, even though you don't want the other side, that's actually technically worse if you're trying to force the Itsu, but it still feels better to have it.
Yeah, exactly. Because at least you can win on pin through ideally, right? All sequences. So yeah. I definitely see the 1 and 2 of characters getting cut from that hand very soon.
Yeah, so we're gonna cut a So tile to keep this massive pin shape. The question is which one? We'll go with the 1.
Okay. Keeping the 3-5-7 instead. We do see 1-6 discarded already, and maybe we can try and set up a trap to wait on that 6 in the future. But we'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, everyone else seems like they're stalling a little bit. This one-way hand it's deceptively... It's not as good as you might think, because we do have that dependency on the pair weight with the 1 and the 4 here. I guess we can always draw the 5, so actually, no, I take it back. It's actually a pretty good... I misjudged that 4-4-6-6-7-8 shape.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's got a little bit more acceptance than...
That 4-4-6 with a 1-pin pair could have also cut the 4 so for 2-4-6 and 1 pin, or even cut the 6 so for 2-4-4 and the 1-pin pair. Depending on which construct you want to keep, you want to keep the central one, perhaps because the 7-so draw is pretty strong there. But we are going to have that Tenpai Riichi declaration comes in. The 7-so setting the Nakatsuji trap. Remember the 1-so was cut earlier. Although it is the Riichi tile. That 7-so came out from the left side of the hand, so she arranged her tiles in a way that doesn't immediately make the weight obvious. So it's a pretty clever maneuvering here from Yonesaki. And players, I could see
3 of the 4 bamboo though. So there's only 1 left to draw. And I think even with the trap, that we don't actually have that. The ones that are being in the hands are far too useful.
But if Ishii draws the 5-so, I think she will chase with the 4.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Definitely a chance.
Don't see the 4 coming out.
It's Akiba who gets the 4, so that will be retained, of course. Oh, there's the 5-so.
There's 5.
As expected, the 4 will come out. Surprise! It was that middle contract and Ura as well.
Ura 2.
Riichi.
For a little bit of extra bonus points.
Dora, Ura. 5. Oh, that was Yonesaki hitting the dealer. Coming back over 30,000 points, so Akiba is back under threat. And Yonesaki is not done yet. She has her dealership. Yeah, when you get hit by that Nakatsuji, it's like, I knew that was a possibility, but really? That's
yeah, exactly. It's
you had it. You just had it. You got me. You got me.
The situation where someone has the ability to set up both. Usually, like when you see a 1, the 4 doesn't mean the 4 is safe. But yeah, it also is one of those things of like, usually if someone's going to reach that, it's not worth many points as well, which is another reason why it's not as bad to deal in most of the time.
Yeah, you're not getting Pifu. That wasn't near the Dora, so they don't have a confirmed Dora shape. Unfortunately, there was a Dora shape, and there was an Uda hit as well.
Yeah, that era changed a lot. That bumped, yeah.
Yeah, imagine dealing into 2,600 there. Like that's okay. That's manageable. 5,200 feels a lot worse. That's a 10,400 point swing just between those 2 players. So
yeah. Obviously, that doesn't mean that Ishii's out. Koshoji's also very much able to win this. All it takes is 1 really good hand to get back in. And well, the person who's making a really good hand right now probably is Akiba, at least the fastest one. Anyway.
Akiba,
the East pair is not worth any points, even if we triple it up. But being one away, getting a nice early reach. Exactly. Dora 3, hang on. Was I not paying attention to Yonesaki's Dora 3 hand
Well,
here?
then let's see how far that goes, because there are even flush possibilities.
Yeah, she's got the Yakai pair, and I do see I believe it's White Dragon. No, it's green. She's got one White Dragon in the hand.
All right, so it's not a flush.
Yeah,
As the dealer
it's not
with
a
Dora
flush.
3, your priority is always speed.
Yes.
So definitely doesn't need to force extra value. She already has 12,000 points to pick up.
Yeah, that's huge. And I do see the Green Dragon coming out from Koshoji very soon.
Interesting
Question is
preemptive
when.
mon cut from Akiba, forcing the door acceptance.
Interesting we keep the dragon. Just keeping an escape route just in case, I guess.
Yeah,
I would be all in. I would be so aggressive there. I would be trying to build this hand.
Do we need more shapes? I think she's got everything she needs, and that she's thinking the 2-mon just doesn't add enough here.
I guess, yeah.
So this is Ipeko opportunity. The 9-mon and 8-mon pairs are separated, but technically because she has 2 sequences of 7, 8, 9, if she finds another 7. So we'll start with the red dragon.
See the white now get played. I do see the green coming out soon, though, if Koshoji does not pair it up.
And I was trying to decide if I was Yonesaki and the 8-mon or 9-mon came out, would I pull him? And that's already a tough decision. But now that she has Ipeko, I think the answer's got to be like Ipeko opportunity. The answer's probably no.
I think that's very fair, yeah. Yonesaki's hand does look like it's all simples, so calling the 9 would definitely narrow your range quite a lot.
Yeah, I
Calling
definitely
the 8 might not
value
be as bad.
the 8-mon pulling a lot more than the 9. And the 8-mon looks like it's going to come out soon, so we might have that decision. We'll see what comes out first. 3-so pull here is decent. 1 pin advances the hand, so 6-mon comes out.
1 away.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
So you can
6
6 pin.
pin.
That's
just keep the 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, super efficient.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's 3-mon first. Now you kind of don't want the 8-mon pulling because you have other options into Tempai. I mean, you could 8-mon pulling to cut 6-so, 7-so, and go back to the flush.
Honestly, yeah, it's not a terrible idea, especially if the green dragon's not coming out.
She lets it go. Bear in mind, there is a 9-mon in the pawns already. Actually, both of the 9-mon are gone, so I've been talking up that potential pawn, but it's just not there.
Yeah, and even with like the 3 of characters there, if we are going to go for flush, it's really hard to use.
By the way, I don't think that green dragon is coming out at this point.
No, I don't think it's coming out.
Yeah, there was a chance earlier in the round, but there we go. Upgrade to 2, 3, 4. Ishii has better chances to win just because it's the better Sanshoku.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad for this hand, but obviously we could just reach, right? Just get to Tempai. Even if we just get Dora 3, reach Dora 3 is more than good enough.
Yeah, there is another Hatsu as well on the wall. The green dragon's still alive.
Exactly, could still draw it.
One of the issues is that the Mon tiles are just lacking. The 7-mon, there are none left. It's onkoed up here in the hand of Akiba. And the 9-mon has been discarded already, so the draws to Tempai are actually extremely limited. Yonesaki needs another Dora, basically.
Yes, that would be very, very helpful.
I don't think that last
there's only
has been
one of those
yet.
left. Also, how many Gen Shantan are we for Koshoji right now? I think we're a little bit too far away to consider about the 4 concealed triplets, but
maybe if she hadn't dropped away from a triplet, then consider it.
That's not it. I saw the black text. I think is it a man tile? Which man tile? No, sadly not.
Finally, the East comes out, and we'll see the call for Tempai. It is not a Tempai that has a Yaku because we are no longer in the East round, but that's okay. Everyone is struggling to find a Tempai, and so just being the only player ready at the end of the hand means that she could pick up 3,000 points total.
Yeah, that is very significant with the scores being this close.
How frustrating must it be for Yonesaki in this position? So close, and unable to draw it. And this is
Oh, we've
technically the
won,
tile
but we
she
can't
needs.
actually.
So usually you cut your pair here. If the 3-so is safe, then she can make that play, but it might not. Okay, she will decide.
So is safe to the left. It was recently played, but not guaranteed.
Yeah, just double checking the board to make sure it looks fine. I mean, remember that. I guess Ishii is certainly 3-so not safe against this hand, but
this is actually not ready. I take it back.
yeah,
Still one away.
Super
It's
close.
a really wide one away.
Looks like she doesn't want to touch that 8-so.
It looks like that this wonderful, valuable hand here is just not going to quite manage to make it.
And I think part of what Ishii is doing here is trying to make sure that Yonesaki does not get a call into Tenpai. Cutting the 3-so when there is 2-3-4 Sanchoku chance is not, not typical, I want to say. So there's another reason for this. And the 8-so looks really bad to the dealer.
But yeah, it's as you say, 3,000 points. Minus 1,000 for every other player. Akiba's going to be pulling ahead just a little bit more. And the game will move on to South 3 because the dealer was not ready to win. So Akiba and Team 1 a game, having a really good 2 matches so far. It could still be an upset, but it's getting harder and harder to overtake as time goes on.
Without a direct hit, it's going to really rely on either a massive hand or Koshoji to go on a dealer run. And this high is not bad. We'll see.
It's not, no.
We'll see how it develops. There's so many pin tiles. One Mandora.
Looks like even Ishii has a fast start and the Dora, which is nice, but not a huge amount of value other than having that one Mandora, which is shared by Akiba. No, sorry, by Yonesaki and Koshoji. Ooh, there we go. We can even use it.
Yeah, you when you've got that Dora penchant, you're always a little bit worried that you're not going to be able to complete the shape. Filling that in early is definitely a very nice feeling.
Yeah, depending on a bad shape that you cannot really change because you want the extra value. Could even go for an outside hand, which was really exciting.
It just hits Tenpai too quickly.
You know what? Pinfu, Reach, Dora, nothing wrong with that.
That's the bread and butter of Mahjong, honestly.
Exactly, yeah.
Ooh, Akiba had her hand. She probably thought she was pretty far ahead because this looks pretty.
Yeah, it's
fast.
One away, but it's just kind of awkward. Did not draw on a first turn. We're waiting on the 6 and the 9 of bamboo. See 2 of the 9s right here. One of the 6s there, so there aren't as many tiles out there to draw. In fact, from the sounds of it, there's only 3 tiles left. 1 6, 2 9s.
Now Akiba is 1 away from Tenpai, and this is tough because she's in the lead. It's a non-dealer Riichi. It's actually totally fine if Ishii wins this hand off of another player. If Akiba deals in directly, it can be a concern. And okay, so this
sounds really good though. It's really valuable.
It's a 3-sided shape here in the Sozu.
It's 2 away, but we are going to go for it because we don't have much other options in terms of safety.
Yeah, Nakatsuji 6-pin to start, and then maybe you just have to push the 7-pin.
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes the best way to defend is to win first. Or we could just play another 6-pin because it's safe. I guess.
And look, if you made this decision before, it's probably fine to make it again. Seeing 2 6-pins on the table make it a little bit easier to drop the 7-pin.
That's actually very true, yeah. Only 4 of each tile, so if you see where a lot of 1 tiles are, then you know that it's not going to be in other people's hands, so they're not going to be building a shape with it, potentially.
One of the concerns you may have is that everyone is folding, or at least appears to be folding, but nobody follow cut the 6-pin yet. So maybe they don't have it in their hand, which makes it more likely that Ishii is holding one of those.
That's actually very true. And that's why we see a little bit more defense. There's no reason to take a huge risk. We do not want to be the one dealing in when we're in first place at this late stage of the match.
Yeah, 8-pin could come out because Koshoji can see all of the 6-pins.
Yeah, she has that perfect knowledge.
It could deal in still to a Tonki weight, a single tile weight, or a Shampoo.
Or a 7-9, yeah.
7-9, early Riichi, right? Not guaranteed to be a. Do you have any weight?
And yeah, I do believe with that 5-pin draw, we just have to give up here from Akiba, which is perfectly fine.
Oh, is that a 5
This
pin?
hand can go.
I thought it was a 4. But
And we drew the 5 after having discarded 6 twice.
Yeah, I think I saw. I think the thumb was covering the sentence thought. I assumed 4 because I was like, oh, if it's a 4, we can play for this hand again. But...
No, sadly not.
Okay, but here's the deal. Koshoji has the 6 pins. She could still cut them. They're safe, and we could chi our way into Tempai. How about that?
You know what? Yeah, looks like that is going to be the goal here, going for the all-inside route, cutting the 1-2 of characters.
I think Akiba just cut 2-2 of characters, so the dream might be a little bit farther away, but it's not completely... Ah, Naito comes out finally.
Let's look at that.
No,
He did not flip any bonus tiles, but that's still perfectly fine. Reach, Pinfu, 1 Dora. And Ishii is back in this game, coming in to all last.
Yeah, that was a spot where Koshoji really isn't allowed to fold completely, so she played some relatively safe tiles. I mean, Naito's a terminal. In the end, you're starting to run out of Tsuchi, but what can you do? It's your last dealership and you're in last place. Now the gap's pretty wide here to jump into third, so Koshoji will need a big hand. For Akiba, you are 9,800 points ahead of second place, so you can be surpassed with a Tsumo. Mangan Tsumo will certainly do it for Yonesaki, but most other hands will keep your first place. So an opportunity perhaps to play for some extra value while holding escape routes to just fold away.
Are we seeing an offense attempt? Are we seeing an offense attempt?
Are we?
That we might be.
Let's take another peek. Well, that's a pair.
I'm just saying, all this is a really easy hand to fold from.
Yeah, 3 shot
And so we're going for it.
Let's
One of
go.
the max value hands. We need every 1 of every suit. We need every 9 of every suit. We need all 4 of the wins and all 3 of the dragons. Very rare, very difficult to make, but when your starting hand is really, really, really bad, like her one was, and the fact that she can defend, oftentimes these outside tiles are very, very safe. Unless people are specifically targeting you for it. So we'll see how the other players maybe change what they're waiting on to try and accept these 9s and 1s and things. Sometimes you don't get to make that decision, though, if you just get to a nice, quick, ready hand.
And that 9 pin already in hand, so this one not particularly helpful. Now's a big decision, because if you're going to keep playing, hedging your bets, okay, going to hold the Dora.
You can also go for 7 pairs as well, and you can also just go for a triplet of dragons, right? There are lots of other ways to win this hand. You don't need to go for the max value hand. It would be really nice if it happened, but
yeah, the flush
doesn't need to be.
It's just hedging all sorts of ways to get up Mangan.
Yeah.
So either Dora pair, or a flush, a palm.
Oh, sorry, I was mixing Ishii and Akiba's hands. My apologies. Yeah, Ishii needs to win. Sorry, I take things back.
Yeah, well, Ishii...
It was Akiba who was going for the offense. But I was like,
it's difficult because Ishii has, what, 7,300... 6,300 gap. So... You need to win, but it needs to be large enough. I guess a 5,200 sumo would get you there. But at the same time, she also wants to not deal into Koshoji, because that's the only way she gets last.
Yes. And even then, it's probably, well, actually, I say it's probably not going to be enough, but the level we're playing at, it's going to be enough. There is no way Koshoji will take a win from you unless it's enough to overtake.
Yeah, and especially later on the season. Earlier in the season, it's okay to just minimize the 4th place.
Yes.
But we are getting to the later point.
Akiba Adila is 1 away, and a very, very wide 1 away. Can draw a sequence, cut the triplet down to a pair, or a pair of any other tile.
Yonesaki is going to stop here and think, because Ishii just dropped the Dora.
Yes, that's true.
So now Yonesaki has to think, do I really want to cut this north? Do I really want to cut the 1 pin? She'll try it. A little tentative on the discard of luck.
Yeah.
It goes through, and so that's a big sigh of relief. despite the door coming out, Ishii is actually nowhere close to Tenpai.
Yeah, hand was really poor, unfortunately.
And I think that's a big door draw. Shanten
Yeah,
for
one away now.
Koshoji. Remember, she needs value, and here's the Tenpai. Here's the reach from Akiba. Each
4-7 is what we're looking for. Cut the 2 and the 8. Usually that's a sign you're waiting on 4-7, but they're pretty far apart from each other, so probably less likely to be the case this time. It is the case this time, but
so the dealer applies pressure here. This is kind of interesting because the dealer wins, we repeat, and if it goes to Ryukyoku, a draw, and of course the dealer's going to be Tenpai because she declared Riichi, we go again. So there's some interesting incentives here. No one wants to deal into Akiba.
yes.
Because
the other interesting thing is,
if they let somebody else deal in, then their condition is easier for the next round when there is a guaranteed repeat. So it's so tough.
At the same time, though, you do want to be Tenpai. I guess, so I'm looking at Ishii's hand right here. She's got the Tenpai for the half flush, but interesting. I would have played this out. I would have been all in. But my sort of secret hope would be that I'm Tenpai, Akiba's Tenpai, and Yonesaki isn't. So I get 3,000 points gain on her and a chance to go again.
Yeah, and I do agree. Here's that south. So maybe she knew.
Yeah, that definitely is an option.
Okay.
The 1-4 is not a safe cut, though. So yeah, north makes sense to me. With the reach tile being the 2 of dots there, it's yeah. The 4 does deal in, the 1 doesn't, but there's no way to know that.
Yeah, that's really tough because she had the manga on hand she needed to overtake with the 4-pin cut. Here's the south.
Could see it pond. We're going to see it pond, especially with the extra reach stick on the table now. So 2,000 points to whoever wins this one. Ishii wants to be in it to win it.
Yeah, Yonesaki taking this challenge here with a 7, so.
Yeah, Yonesaki's got a really poor weight, but she's going for that first place bonus. And I respect it. Good luck.
First place bonus is huge. Oh, 5-pin.
5 just dodges.
Both of the hands, it does not deal in.
Oh, no, okay. Stay safe for now.
Oh, the 1
Oh, the 1 deals in though! This is exactly what we didn't want to see. Actually,
that will overtake.
Probably okay for. Yeah.
It's a direct hit with all the Riichi sticks as well.
Poor Yonesaki, but Ishii got that comeback, getting into second place at the very end. First place, though, goes to Aragaki. No, not Aragaki. She's not on this table. Akiba. Jenn does good work. But well played to everyone here. And what a good recovery at the very end. I did say I was cheering for Ishii because she had a sad 4th in game 1, so I'm glad she got second at the end there.
Yeah, that was really exciting finish there. Had the Tenpai chance, could have cut either the 4-pin or the 1-pin to potentially overtake for second, but danced further with the north, and still got there. Yeah, could have won earlier, and would have hit actually the dealer Akiba had she pushed directly, but instead gets Yonesaki directly for second place. Yonesaki as well. Impressive challenge to try to snatch up a first place, and also understanding that the flush player cannot use the 7. So,
yes.
So 2 players could give her that first place. 2 players could deal in and give her first place, depending on the Uda flips. And also, there's a lot of chances where the game just ends with Yonesaki in second, even if she isn't taking over first place, but fell a little short there. So
yeah, I do agree with Yonesaki playing for first place there, because honestly, with the 5,000 point gamble, the Oka, a huge first place bonus, it's worth going for it. We lost 10 points, we were potentially gaining, I believe, 30, so it was worth going for. Unfortunately, it did not pan out for Yonesaki, but definitely in the format. Depends on the format, right? If the format's a massive punishment for 4th, maybe try and avoid that, but Goku first, had to do it.
Yeah, certainly.
What a match.
Certainly a lot of a lot of incentive to go for first place in this particular format.
But yeah, I do believe we have one more game coming up, but
we will also
maybe
be prepping for commentary swap as well.
Yeah, we started half an hour earlier today, which means that maybe people didn't realize. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, does anyone have any questions about like anything in Mahjong at all? Is it because like it's always cool when we've got like people experiencing the game for the first time. Seeing it a live game like this, it's interesting, and there's a lot going on all very quickly, and it's really fun to try and explain it.
Yeah,
but
you know,
if you've ever got any questions, do ask in chat. I would love to hear that.
Who is not experiencing Mahjong for the first time is Corak, our commentator for Game 3. He has had a lot of Mahjong experience and has been a standout player in the A1 division of the Riichi Mahjong League. Is doing quite well this season as well. I don't know if...
No, I'd say we're kind of the two veterans of A1, though. You had a bad season. Last season, I had a bad season a few times, 2 or 3 seasons ago, so...
That's okay, we come back stronger. I heard you won a Chitoy.
Oh.
It was filthier than that. It was a Dama Chitoy.
The two things Corak hates most, Dama and Chitoy, in that order.
And you could look at the log, and there's no question it's the textbook play. You have to dominate the situation. That said, I did take a bath after that game.
I love it. That's great.
Well, we will head into Game 3, but before doing so, thank you, Chiral, for the commentary of the early 2 games. Long one for you. Appreciate it so much. And we will catch you in the next stream.
See you then.
And Corak, we've got a game to get into. Shall we take a look at the players?
All right, let's go ahead and jump in.
All right, our first dealer will be swapping around. In Game 3, we have Yuri Mikoshiba for Mahjong next. In the south seat, we saw her play in the last game, Minami Akiba. In the west seat, once again, Ayaka, Ishii. And in the north seat, Nagi, Yonesaki. So 3 of the players in game number 3, we saw just finish in game number 1, and it was, of course, Akiba taking the first place, Ishii the second, and Yonesaki the third. And now a new player enters the battle, Yuri Mikoshiba, and we will see how things go. It's kind of interesting when you've got 3 players who've just played against each other, and then player number 4 enters the arena, and you've already sort of established some rapport between each other, and you've kind of figured out each other's tendencies, and then a new player enters the arena. It's kind of an interesting vibe.
You're kind of balancing 2 different things of the, hey, we just played, we're a little tired, but at the same time, we're warmed up.
I know a lot of times the players get the opportunity to watch the game before from the green room, or even in the commentary booth. And so maybe that warms you up just a little bit, but nothing compares to actually sitting at the table. And
well, especially under the bright lights on the TV table, it's just different.
For sure.
All right, we have a Hansu Anko. May even be able to reach you this later. A few pairs here, decent shades, maybe 2, 3, 4 Sanjiku in there. Whole bunch of floating honors. A north pair there, but the rest of the hand is great. This hand, on the other hand, pretty good. Ooh, chewed. We don't dream of dice on it. Throwing the 7, so dreaming. Not committing just yet. 6-0 makes that an Anko with the 4, 6, 6, 6, 8, 8. East pair up. That may be call and go now. 7 pair up. Doesn't really fit. I mean, you cut the 7-pin regard. Ooh, interesting. Goes with the 2, 4, so. The 7-pin just being held for the Dora acceptance. A bit of an issue because you're going to need the Dora and the Dora indicator. I always hate those 7s when a 9's the Dora.
That's true. Drawing the Dora indicator, I mean, it's great when it happens, but you also know that it's not going to come out so easily from other players, even if you draw the Dora itself. So it could be an awkward final weight.
Well, just draw the 6. That solves a lot of the problems. Imagine the 4 comes out. Does still have the 2-4 pin to get rid of later. 6 just going to get tossed back. South's just going to get tossed back.
Yeah.
1 so doesn't fit either.
It's going to be interesting if the 6-7 shape fills first, say you draw the 8 pin, if it will be the 2-4 pin drop or the slightly more tile accepting Mon tile discard. I think at
4 fits in very well here. Now you have the north pair and the east pair. Could even go 5 so, but I feel the dragons are much more natural. And yeah, there goes the chud.
oh, just fill.
3, just fill your Kanchan, and 7 so is the normal cut here.
Yeah.
Best calling options, best tile acceptance. You really like the idea of the Ipeco, but it's just so much slower. 6, so just keep drawing Monzu. I guess you just go Honitsu. If you draw the 6 pin, you take the regular hand. Otherwise, just go.
Choice of which shape to keep will hold on to the so shape because the 6-9 so feels like a stronger finish, perhaps.
And a couple Dora drawn that don't fit in the hands at all, but held regardless.
Oh, we're doing it.
Yeah, just go for it now.
And she hedged with the dragon that had been cut a bunch of times. Oh, there we go.
There is our Riichi Hatsu waiting on 2 pin.
Surprisingly valuable for discarding a Dora and not having any in hand.
It's just a Yaku high, but all of a sudden this 5 looks a lot worse. This is still perfect Ishan 10, but just going to throw the Suji 8 for now. Nourish is Dion and Yapatsu, and you have something very safe.
Yeah, right now, barring some bonus food from Tsumo, we are looking at 3,900. And the Uda is going to be big.
On the other hand, was a little more dangerous, so obviously pushing at this point.
I think
that 5 is just stuck in the head. Wanted to go Honitsu, but that's nope. We're just done here. Oh no, going 7-7-8, planning to fold this out.
Yeah, folding. Actually, I think the 7 so may have been Gambutsu in the discard pawn of the Riichi player early though. So really committing to the fold here. And she can get back in with a Mon draw, like a lower Mon draw.
It's hard.
It is a little tricky.
Well, it could backdoor into Itsu, but not going to play it.
Yeah, players here getting...
Oh, well, you feel a little sad that you missed out on that earlier. Well, now that's a fairly wet Ishan 10.
Akiba... That's...
5. Well, that's a draw.
Gotta start with a 1 pin.
Shoves the 1. Kutsuki Ishan 10 double floater.
Yeah, it's not so hard to push the tile when it's Gembutsu, but it's the next tile that's going to be the hard one.
And the 5 says, nope, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, still hanging around, though.
Not hard fold. I mean, it does feel like this is going to be one player tempo at the end.
No, Akiba we saw playing pretty passively, but that's because she had the lead and she could afford to do so. You have a little bit more incentive to fight when the scores are even. But
well, it's just the very basics of respect dealer Ishii. Con!
Now you're definitely respecting it. That's essentially an extra Han and 9 pin revealed again, but those are gone.
Yeah, they're gods. Everyone just breathes a bit of a sigh of relief there. One pair up. Yeah, just folding out. Couple draws still.
1 tile. Not the one she wants. 6 pins. Not going to do it.
6 is not it. We'll show the tempi.
And that's
2,000 off of that. It was, in fact, Mikoshiba being the only player tempi. You're not thrilled with that, but at the same time, bad weight, not particularly early, you'll take it.
Yeah, that's kind of like the expected outcome for that particular hand. You're 2-pin is nothing indicating that's safe, so other players are probably not going to drop it. You hope, you sumo or something randomly, it doesn't fit in their hand and it comes out, but you'll take the points and just go again.
And that's just going for the Honitsu. Starts with a 9-pin. It is a terminal, but there's so much value in that hand. This and the other situation has a 6-6-7-7, so maybe Depeco, but that's about it. This has a Dora, but a bunch of disconnected tiles. This is a decent hand if we can get a 3-pin. So I'm not saying any of these hands are great, but I don't think any of them were that bad.
They'll have options.
Maybe Akiba's isn't that good, but they're all playable, I feel.
Yeah, this flush, though, starting to come a little bit closer for So pull.
Oh, 4 fits in perfectly here. Now you have the awkward 1-mon pair and 7-mon pair. Okay, we're getting rid of the 1.
Feels like a Tanyo play. With all the pairs holding the central ones. Can also
now going with the 5 here, keeping the 1-1-2-3 shape. That will be called. And of course, you kind of wonder what that chi is, especially having cut the 4-mon. And it feels like it's either a Dora pair lock-in with Tanya Dora 2, or less likely a Chinitsu. Of course, we know it actually is the Chinitsu play.
Yeah, interesting chi there. That Tuso still floating around. And
you really need another 3, or just ideally pair it up and not have to worry about it at
yeah,
that
exactly.
point.
Like making that call allows you to play for Chinitsu specifically.
Ooh, 6.
It's like drawing a So tile.
Not going to hold the 7-9 shape. Wants the 6-6-6-7 instead. North will be held as a safe tile. Definitely going Tanya, but holding that as a safety. And we'll see. Do you need another 5? And the answer is, well, I guess. If you're going to give it to me, I'll take it.
That 5G is so awkward. The remaining shapes are...
Well, the thing about Shinitsu is it's hard to keep drawing tiles of the same suit. Like that 3-pin, which is completely useless.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Akiba's draws. Let's see what will come away. Chun, not so helpful.
Again, having Chi 2 5s, you're still not certain it's Shinitsu. It could very easily be Tanya Dora 2.
Yonesaki was going to cut the 1, so it's like, hang on a second. Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not do it just yet. There is an early 4-mon, but as I said, that could just easily be a Dora lock-in. I wouldn't be convinced at this table, but I would be thinking it in the back of my head. Could it really be?
Yeah, I think she might cut that a little more easily if she wasn't sitting directly to the left of the player with a flush. Also, like, as you say, there's no guarantee that it's not just a Tanya with a lot of Dora, which is also scary in its own right. Speaking of...
that's Dora. Kugai Nobet in here. I feel 2 pins the normal cut here.
Yeah, she's been floating this 2-pin for a while.
Greeting that's both Sanju, the 1-2-3 and the 2-3-4, but it's just not there.
Yeah.
And does not want to cut the 2. Thinks about it for a while, eventually gets there. That is still Ishii 10, floating 9 so and floating 2 so. Oh, and if that 7 comes out, it does get cheat for sure. And says, no, not just yet. Oh, that is Tempai waiting on 3 so. And that 9 so coming out so late, that definitely makes you think it's a Shinitsu.
Absolutely.
Because it's the obvious question, wait, why is that still in your hand?
I love that read. At any time that my brain goes, why did you have that in your hand? It's almost always correct to fold because there are... It just doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't make sense. Something suspicious is going on. Something expensive is usually
Something
going on.
expensive is in fact going on.
It's like, if I gets the win pin, but well too late. And this might be one of those hands where Mikoshiba also just gets 3,000 points, but certainly has been
I'm going to
opponent
try and
pressure.
poke and prod. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 1-so push into this, but that's about all.
I couldn't even personally jam a 1-so.
If I had Riichi Mahjong, I'd definitely jam a 1-so into this.
Yonesaki
Because
out.
there's also 1,300 in the pot, but that's about all.
Three-so is still live. I was thinking that you won't get a roam, but Sumo is
There
still
goes the 7, just not going to throw that 1.
decent
Yeah, it looks
odds.
like the other players are folding now.
I think there are 3 in the wall.
It is dealer Chinitsu. And again, with that 9, you're fairly convinced it's at least Honitsu, and it's in the offsuit. So Honitsu Nomi this late with those calls doesn't make a ton of sense. Dora pair up. Could have gone 7-pin, 4-pin to try and get back in, but was just like, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, not that many tiles left to even find your way, and where are these 3-so?
Yeah, we just see the 1.
Are there seriously 3 deadwalled?
It is looking that way.
There's only
We
one
have
more
what?
draw.
One more draw, yeah.
3 deadwalled.
Wow.
That's incredible. Oh, she cheated one. She cheated one.
No, there was a call, so it's 2. Yes,
2 deadwalled. That's still kind of crazy.
Yes, well, that's the thing about those Chinitsu shapes is the 3 and 7 are so valuable. But you just inevitably have to call awkwardly and end up on Penchon so often. And that's what happened there. But Mikoshiba will get another 3,000 instead of the 2,000. Didn't have to put the Riichi stick in this time. We'll be at 30,000. And the pot's getting bigger, 1,600 now. Chun pair. This may just be a call and go type hand. There's a door as well, so I definitely call and go with this. Nice little Pinfu hand, 5-5-6-6. This is a bit of a mess. Maybe 1-2-3 Sanchiku later. We'll have to shift in one of the suits at least. 5-so fits in nicely. Possible 3-4-5 Sanchiku developing in there. 2-mon will be held as a floater to connect to Dora. 7 doesn't do much, just get rid of the honors. And the 9's actually cut over the honors. Didn't like the 5-6-7-9, which I actually generally approve of. Of course, you get that 8, it's great. And even if you get the 4, the 9 is somewhat useful.
Surely she's not thinking about making the long shift to flush, so 9 does have some utility.
Draw 4, sets up the Peiko route.
Oof.
Ugh. That is a hand of bad shapes. That is one where I am tempted to even just cut the 5-mon and say it's Junchan or I'm not playing it.
Yeah, it's one of those spots where like the 5-mon is the natural cut because it's not connected to anything, and it's also your best floater.
You are a little concerned it might be called just with Dora Tanyao.
Speaking of
6 Onko, now Ishanten can still call the tune.
another big opportunity for the dealer Mikoshiba with 2 Dora. Can she finally win a hand? Oh.
2-so, with the 1-so and the 7 in the pond. Very tragic draw. Well, it may end up just being Chitoi here. Chitoi Tanyao. Couple more tiles to get there, though. The 9 isn't going to do anything. The 7 connects with the 5, but ugh. We'll continue playing it. It is Ishanten.
Improvement there. 3 2-pin now for Mikoshiba. Akiba as well, holding one of those. 1 4-pin.
This hand was bad, and it got worse and worse, and it's not budging. Ooh, now the west, that is the north seat, so it's not going to be callable. 2-pin, Chichua Ishanten.
Still hedging the sequences, though. Hey, a penchant,
There's
Phil.
your 1, 2, 3, Phil. The problem is the hand is still too bad to play. We'll go ahead and shove the 5.
It's 1 good draw away from being playable.
It's 1 good draw from being a hand that can be played, which is different from 1 good draw away from being good.
That is true. Mikoshiba's gotten stuck here. Chun not seen. Hello.
Oh, well, that's an interesting draw, because now you can play it normally if you cut the 3-pin.
Yeah, also it's just 7.
And it just goes at 2. It says it is a normal hand. We're abandoning Chitoi.
4
4 allows a shift up.
Is the
4
worst hand at the
allows
table going to win? It's coming together now.
It is. Well, it's because the dealer looked so good for so long, just hasn't budged.
Has absolutely got stuck there. I was thinking about the 2-pin cut instead of the 7-so, giving up perfect Ishanten. But there's a 8-so or 9-so draw for Yampeiko, so maybe playing towards that out. But we'll just find the Tempai and slam.
There's our Tempai, Riichi Pinfu, just on the 1-4-pin.
There's a late 2-pin Tadashi, but the 3-pin still shouldn't deal in here.
And realizes it, tosses it in. 4. Well, that's not the tile you wanted.
And Mikoshiba has a safe way to get the Tempai. 3-pin, 2-pin. Cutting the shape
yeah,
that...
you're going to be an annoying Shampon with 3-mon, 4-mon, most likely.
Right, you're really just hoping that the Riichi player drops one of those tiles and you can pull them.
Oh, the perfect Ishanten would have come, but had to break it.
This is 3...
Dora pair up, but that hand just not going anywhere.
So no good.
4 shows now cleared. Can just throw the Suji 1. Wants to get back in with that 2 Dora. That's the kind of draw that makes you think, maybe. Ugh. Doesn't want to throw the 2-5. Doesn't want to throw the 3-6. Eventually does throw the 2, though. Sees enough 4s. This is okay.
At this point, you're wondering if you can even go Chun Chun because that hasn't come out.
Yeah, another way where we end up with 2 of those in the dead wall this hand.
It would be a tragedy for Mikoshiba. She's like really wants to win this still with the Dora 2 as dealer and potentially Yakuhai.
Well, the pot has 2,600 in it, so you really do. Ugh. That's the kind of time. Oh, throws
I love
the 4.
It.
I'm not done just yet.
This is so aggressive.
4. This is Ishanten. Can throw the 1-mon or the 4-pin. If you want to push this. At the same time, there's just not many tiles left, so it just gets out. There's the tune. And that's a nope. We are completely done here.
Oh no, the 4-mon.
Could have. Doesn't matter. Sumo. Is that Haite?
That's Haite Sumo.
Reach Sumo Pinfu Haite Dora. That's Mangan.
It was there as well.
Well, 1 pin looked like it was the Urus.
Got it.
Or indicator, so.
Wow, big sumo from Akiba. And if on behalf of Mikoshiba, I'm going to be frustrated for her. Has been the dealer, had 2 beautiful hands, potentially expensive hands, did not deal into anything, did not win anything, and is now 7,000 points behind first place, despite having that wonderful start.
At the same time, the worst possible person to win the hand jumps into first place. Look at the scores for the table. The yellow scores, which are if the game were to end here, because one game is way up at this group.
Yeah, for folks who have not seen the standings situation, like in each group, the top team advances, and there's a small chance that you can advance from second place if you are in close proximity to the score of the first place team, and these scores are not close if the yellow numbers stand true.
No, Riichi City 150 back at this point, but we do see the West call that is now Ishunten. Wait, no, it's not. It's a 1-3-3, not a 1-2-3.
Yeah, Akiba really pressing the issue here. West is not her win, so definitely alerting the table to some shenanigans.
Question is it going to be Honetsu or is this going to be the other Yakuhai that gets called? And of course, there are even toy routes, but that's a lot harder.
Honestly,
7 pretty good floater will be held. The problem is you already cut the 9, so the 7 as a floater isn't nearly as helpful as it could be.
yeah, this is just toy, right?
Well, trying for it.
That's so aggressive. I don't know that I've seen this call so frequently. I mean, it could also turn into a flush.
Well, that's just it. It's the classic situation where you have calls that move you 2 or 3 different directions. You don't have to choose just yet.
Yeah,
Definitely something I'm a fan of and have
the
been
Corak call.
caught doing many a time.
Absolutely famous for that in the American scene. And also, a little weird is the fact that the 3-pin, one of the pairs that she needs for Toy, is the Dora indicator. So one of those copies already gone. It's a highly valuable tile. So might end up just committing to the flush instead.
Well, the other part of that is someone's going to need it.
Yeah, she really is stymieing a lot of
hands. But okay,
hands.
when you cut the 6-pin, you're not really thinking of anything else.
Any player that wants to use the door.
A 6 from a 4/6 is very aggressive. Yep, there goes the Dora. And now everyone goes, okay, I think I know what's going on over there.
We're gonna have dueling Mon Honitsu.
468 Ryankan upgrade. Could cut the 5 here, but ends up cutting the 4 so. Doesn't really want to get involved in this hand. For Onko now.
It's a race. Both players discarding their Pinzu pairs. Who will get there first? Porso back.
Oh, well, it's back.
Is this sign from the wall? The 5-so has been cut twice, so it's hard to see. On the other hand, there's 2 players
that will be followed
use
by another 4-so.
Wow, back-to-back Mon tiles.
2 Mon pair-ups. The 2's actually dead right now.
Yeah, Dora comes out, and one of the big threats when you're holding a lot of the Dora adjacent tiles is that the player who has the Dora has multiple and can pull that tile, but the 4-pin discarded and not called, so that means it's a lot easier for the players to recklessly play for their
call
money.
south taken. This is now Ishunten.
Notably, 2 wind calls. So the east, definitely not a tile that Ishii wants to discard.
And the 8 is a hard fold. Completely destroys the hand. Figures that actually the awkward situation where the safe suit is the Dora.
Oh. Jun unfortunately paired up. Well, having discarded one. Or immediately after
another
discarding
Dora. And that looks like Tempite is. Would have to cut the 2 here. I mentioned that get called. It does. There's also Ishunten. But be just Honitsu only.
So this is the awkward spot when you are the dealer with Honitsu against the non-dealer that's pushing against your flush. They might have a more expensive flush.
Well, the other thing about Honitsu versus Honitsu is you're always terrified to throw the honors.
Yeah, at this point, you've eliminated all of the tiles in your hand except for the ones that might deal in. So any
Well, you
advancement
know
has risk.
one of two things has happened. I mean, there's a chance in the wall, but you can basically ignore that. Either you're pairlocked and you're just stuck, or one of the other people drew it and they're just dead.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell which scenario it is.
I see the Hatsu pair up, and that's never coming out. East pair up, and now you go, wait a second.
The eyebrows went up.
Is there a third one? No, I don't see one, so it's never coming out then.
Yeah, could never drop the one. When you draw the second thing, well, maybe it isn't Show Sushi, but it's not a risk you're willing to take.
Oh, speaking of the East, there it is. It's paired up, waiting East and one mon.
A chin.
We know the East is never coming out, so it's a 7 mon versus 1 mon wait.
If
Trying to sneak back into Chitoy, actually, Ishunten.
If Akiba draws the one mon, she can shift, but she probably won't.
Can shift. Wait, is there Chanta here? I forget what there is, because you might cut the 4 for that reason, but there it goes! We'll deal it on the 1. And let's see, yeah, that is enough to hit the threshold. That is 40 fu.
Yeah, that's tough because all the 2-mon are visible. So it's not going to, the question is, since the 1-mon doesn't deal into a sequence, is it a Shaba wait? And if it's a Shaba wait, you are really in a bad spot because the 1-mon is missing from the board. I actually couldn't tell if there's one of the 1-mon discarded, but if that's the case, it's a lot easier to push that tile. If it's Shonpai, if it's completely missing, then it's kind of risky. But even then, you still say, I'm guessing you're on a Yamnan wait instead. And in this case, it just dealt in.
Sometimes they just have it. But you're not feeling too bad about a 2,600 deal in there.
Yeah, it's just so much harder to push.
I would have rather had 10 by payments, but okay. Ooh, I like the Pinzu shape here. 2, 3, 3, 3, 4. Where the 2 is the Dora. Very flexible hand. But you have that 1, 2, 5, 7, 7 in Sozu. East pair up. This may be call and go, but there's no value. 3-pin 1, 3, 5. This is a west pair. That is the west seat, so it can be called for Yakuhai. We'll see if it's taken. It's not, at least the first one.
Beautiful thing about that 2, 3, 3, 3, 4 shape is that it can accept the second Dora.
Oh, just draw a Dora there, fill the 1, 3, 5. Seven connects with a 5. Definitely moving towards time. You do have the Penchon still to deal with, though. 3, another pair up. You have the 3, 3, 4, 4 in Manzu. Speaking of pair ups. 8, 9, 9. And so the 5. Well, I think this is what we call a Toitsuba, which is everyone gets pairs.
We saw back-to-back pair draws.
Even the pawn with the Hatsu in there. Ooh, now 8's an interesting tile because the normal shift is the 5, but you also want to keep the, just in case you get the 6 and can make 2 blocks out. Speaking of useful 6s, though, that is now Ishan can even call the East. And wait on the Penchon 3-pin. Oh, floating Dora. That is not the tile you want in that hand. That feels like you're probably going Chito. I might even cut the 8-pin, and that is the play here. You don't completely abandon the Tanya route, but it's going to be hard to get. 9 mon is useless, gets tossed back. 7-pin doesn't really fit. Gets thrown back as well.
Yeah, the 9-mon for Akiba, one of those tiles that is fantastic if you're committing to Chitoe, but...
Oh, there's the West. Very surprised. Reached the top. Wait, what? Someone actually wanted that? Yes. Haku isn't going to do anything. Fourth Hatsu, so that's dead. 3 so, that is now Tempai 3-mon, 4-mon Shampoo. Yuck!
Not the fanciest wage. Can be shifted, though.
So speaking of annoying Shampoo by each
Just throws
other.
that back. You can't drop the door
Yeah,
here.
you can't use it.
It might not be so bad if the 2-pin rather wasn't Dora.
Oh, this may deal in. Might go with the 4-mon here, and does.
Just the 2 on hand, West Dora
Shaw,
1.
Dora 1.
Mikoshiba will take over first place by...
I think that's Mikoshiba's first actual... No, they did win the Honitsu the previous hand.
Yeah, she's had every single hand she didn't win was worth a lot more than 2,000 points. But the ones she has won, it's points. So you'll take whatever you can get.
It's first place in East 4. You'd rather have that than the alternatives. At the same time, you're cursing the wall silently. Ooh, nice little Pico shape. You have 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 5, 6. Whole bunch of Pinzu in there. 5 pair up. 3, just gonna hold floaters for now. Does also have the south pair. Speaking of south, there it goes. We're not in south round, so you can't realistically call it.
East for Yonesaki. That is double east for her still, if she can pair that out.
Yonesaki would love to get there, but Taz have to cooperate. That's always the trap. The lone honors are so bad until they're not.
4 pairs in this hand would just give up.
Cuts the 8. Interesting. You're not going to play the pairs here. 5 pair up. 1, 2, 4, 5, 5. Not ideal.
Hello.
4 3-mon. I don't imagine you con with how bad the rest of this hand is.
Yeah, you can still use that 4th copy of the 3-mon, so.
Well, 7's a perfect draw here. Fills that Kanchan. Very wide Ishunt. And any Pinzu except a 8 or a 9, I believe, is Tempai.
Yeah, kind of hoping to not end up on the 2-pin. We can see Akiba holding a pair of the 2-pins, so only 1 left.
Blah. What an annoying draw. You have the overlap in the Pinzu. You kind of cut the south-south, but since you locked in the 7, 8, 9 in Manzu, it doesn't help for Tanyao.
You have 5 diamond shapes and 4 pairs.
Yeah, those are the south. I feel the south is the regional cut there. Almost the only other option is the 3-pin. Lock in the 4 pair, and then you're probably cutting south-south anyway, so just doing it ahead of time. 8 connects to the 7 here. Yeah, I like getting rid of this 8 now and holding the north as your safe tile. 3 so not going to help. Needs Pinzu. 3 so is desperately needed here, though. Really glad to get rid of that 1, 2, 4. 6. I think that's about the time to con. You're at Ishunten with good blocks.
A little
A
hesitancy
little
to con
concerned
here.
about the call with the door out there, though.
Definitely feeling pretty sad if you give a 2 on hand door 2 and make it a Mongon.
Just a bunch of pairs now. Keeps all of them.
Oh,
well, this has to be a con, doesn't it?
No, we're just gonna take the
just
wide
Riichi's. Yeah, okay, gotta take the wide shape. This is Riichi Tanyao. Waiting 2 5-mon.
If you are a really aggressive player, con into Riichi there it's something you can do. I don't know if it's good, but it's something you can do.
I wouldn't even think about it. Con is definitely my preferred option there. The Champone's kind of awkward, but if you're waiting on a 4 with a 3 con, it's not that bad.
It's better, but the issue is that you have the Ida Yonken, so the 4-7 just looks bad. Now, if the 7-mon comes out immediately after, at any point during the
yeah, then just someone suffers.
Yes.
5-pin, the perfect draw to advance his hand. Doesn't have to necessarily give up yet then. This hand just has that loose Dora. Wanted to fight, and the Dora is just not cooperating.
Oh,
And there is the 4. Well, that's Tempai. Can cut the 2-pin or the 4 here.
we had a Chi earlier, so no toy opportunity. We'll just go with the
Waiting
2-pin.
on 3-pin now. 7, that's an Anka. Ew. Do you dare cut the 6 and dream of Doko? I don't think it can actually even be Doko here. You should have your pair.
Not without some shifting. That's why you cut the 3-pin, 4-pin and go for Doko.
Well, I see the 2 come out here. And that it looks to be a 3. Yeah, that is a 3. So that deals into all sorts of ugly Dora shapes. At the same time, how much do you trust your Tempai? Not much, but good enough. 4-pin clears. Dora pair up. That was what she was looking for.
Are we back?
Still need to make one more call, but then we're back.
East. Go through.
9-mon pair up does no good when you're going Tanyao. Oh, well, that may
Yeah.
be the end of this. Yeah, she says there is no way I'm pushing that Tsuji. That is correct.
Yeah,
of
there's
course.
an excuse to cut the 3, so there's just like it's hard to justify.
That
Tempai.
is Tempai waiting on 2 5-pin. Would have to throw the 6. We'll do so. Dama here.
Three so did
3's
go through
already cleared
before.
once, but the 4's Gimbutsu as well.
3 so clears again.
South isn't any concern. Three so's already cleared. The question is how much you want to fight for Tempai. And the answer is maybe. But I feel I'd still just cut the 3 anyway. Because I just never want to throw that 2-5.
Every
It
single
looks so bad on this board.
8-pin held. Not gonna deal in just yet.
Ah, well, there's your deal in tile. This is why she didn't Riichi. Didn't really want to throw here. Would be out of stick here. This would have dealt in, of course. Will it be thrown anyway for Tempai?
Looking for an excuse to push it. It is value if you can get it through.
We'll throw it in Riichi's, and that's going to be a deal in here. Riichi Tanyao. You can't see the tile. Oh, another bird. Okay.
Yeah, no Ida.
So there's a Riichi Tanya. Ishii will pick up a little bit here off of that.
I appreciate the late Riichi though. Like, yeah, I know this deal's in, so I'm gonna show you why I'm pushing it. I was Tempai the whole time. Smogiri.
Saved 1,000 by not calling the Riichi earlier. And of course it is 3rd beating up on 4th a bit, but still within reach. Mikoshiba, though, in 1st place as we enter South Round. Ugh.
She had some really nice high pie in her first go as dealer.
That is not one of them. This is a better hand. This is a decent hand. There's some pension, though, that needs to be filled. This is similarly a workable hand. This is 2 Dora, so anytime you see 2 Dora and the shapes are absolutely hideous, you'll take it. 1 pin isn't going to help, though. That kind of draw makes me think, do I just go Junshan? That is one thing I've seen in these pro games, is they don't like forcing Yaku until they have to.
Yeah, it's
anytime you're limiting very yourself. Often very efficient the first row, almost always either pure efficiency or maybe hedging for extra value. Far less of the committing of, I know what this hand is going to be, and if it's not that, I'm out. That I do a lot of.
Shiba
5 pair up,
a
moves the hand a
row-in.
little bit forward.
Yeah,
7 pair up. Cuts the south. Of course, we are in south round now.
It's a double south for Akiba, but she decided against it, given that it was once cut already.
6 loosely connects with 8, but there's a Sanchuku route now. 6, 7, 8 looking reasonable to even call with the two Dora.
Yeah, and positionally, it's gonna be important for Yonesaki to catch up. Uh-oh.
Oh, well.
Throw it back.
So you have the overlap here, but you also get rid of the Kanchan. That's one of those very interesting, what would you discard questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly efficient to discard the 6/8 so, but it makes me sad.
Yeah, you do ruin your Sanchuku, and now it's perfect Isha on 10. Speaking of Sanshuku calls,
That's a way out. You said not really forcing Yaku until you have to, and Mikoshiba didn't have much option in that
yeah,
hand.
we're early second row. The head is still not good.
Just preemptively cutting the 9 pin because she already knows what that shape is going to be in order to
7
win.
so Onko, that's going to be a hard tile. It's actually pretty desired, like it say in this hand, could use 2 of them at least.
She has outs that don't involve the 7, but Tempai.
There's our Tempai Riichi Pinfu Dora 2. 5, 8.
A lot of those tiles held. We just saw, what, 3 in the other hand, 2 in this hand? 1 here. I think Yonesaki also expected Mon tiles to be pretty held because of the lack of Mons in the discards, but that was just the
That's an
necessary
awkward
shape
draw.
for Tempai.
Wanted to shove it. You see 3 6s, but could deal into a lot of Dora Penchon. Doesn't like the 4/7 Suji, and doesn't really want to break up the Pinzu, but I feel you have to do one of those. So let's see. If the Riichi across, I might even go 3-pin. No, just shoves the 4.
When in doubt, just play efficiently, I guess.
1 so isn't it? 4 so just cleared. You're not worried about that tile. When the 4 clears, you can even consider going 7, 7, 7 here, but she's trying to get back in this and just shoving.
Yeah, the 5 so is Gembutsu, but she was considering keeping that for the pair option.
Well, you did the headless Anko with 7 so. West isn't going to help at all. 5, that's a pair up. That's Tempai. Would have to throw the 7.
You've come this far, but 7's not such a nice tile. Still, Tempai is Tempai.
We'll go ahead and Riichi it.
Well,
This is Riichi Nomi, waiting 5/8 pin versus the Riichi Pinfu Dora 2 on 5/8 Mon.
Tempai as well can choose the 7 so penchant or the Shampon 8 so 4 pin. If you cut the 9 so
has
here,
much safer entry, but you feel that okay, well even Dama this doesn't like this weight.
Shiba just needs to get out. 2 on
Too safe.
the
It's
one
not
tile
the
that
one.
Suda goes through.
The one tile in that Suji line that's actually safe. 5/8 versus 5/8 still. And that's the offsuit 8. Of course, that means that Riichi would have won. But just took the Dama and folded out afterwards.
Yeah, it's hard to chase 2 Riichis with that shape. Back to Tenpai, and the 7 to the
That's
Suji
Tenpai
to
and the
both.
7 Suji. I definitely throw the 7. The question to you, Riichi here. How many Chun are out? I see 1 Chun. The 8 So just came out. I think Dama is normal here.
Oh,
No, not even going to push the Suji 7.
I mean, if the Chun comes out, I guess you can pull into Tenpai, but... Oh, got there anyway.
Oh, just get back in perfectly. That's easy. Just connect to that floating 7 and 3 players Tenpai here.
A little shake of the head from Yonesaki as all the 5s and 8s, a lot of them are revealed. To a couple even were hidden by Mikoshiba, who is no 10, pays out 1,000 each.
Bit of a disaster for Mikoshiba that Ishii gets there in the end. That's a difference of 3,000 versus 1,500. And instead of would have still been first place, now in second, and Ishii's close.
Yeah, it's having paid out 4,000 essentially, swing to all the players. There's only 1,000 payment to each, but it's a 4,000 swing on everybody. That's rough.
Now, this is one where Akiba's team doesn't need her to con, so I don't think she does, at least not yet.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
Never mind, says I'm on the TV table. Let's go.
One pin
One
new
pin
Dora.
is the new Dora, and
Should
just
hold-
draws the Rinshan of the old Dora. Okay. North pair, maybe some sort of Honitsu in there. South pair here, this may be call and go. It may be a call and go to be defensive out of this.
Unfortunate. Backfire on the Haku. The East was the next tile on the wall. Why couldn't it have been that one? So it looks like it will be a Riichi hand for
pair up.
Akiba.
G5. Whole bunch of Sozu tiles may hedge the Honitsu. Ugh. Yuck. 3557. That falls in the category of shapes I do not enjoy. You see the 8 come out. Doesn't want the floater near Dora, especially the open hand. You're a little concerned of the what's going on here. We saw a con, we see an open hand.
Kind of hoping that the So shape would be the unfilled shape because it's a massive weight, but didn't end up drawing the 7 so early. As one might expect. It's such a wide shape, you'd feel that completes pretty quickly.
6 connects with the 4 and the 7. Very flexible here. We'll go ahead and cut the 7, lock in the 6-7 shape. This hand's just waiting for that south, trying to get out of here. Oh, and the backfire on the 6. But you don't ever really want to cut Dora. It's just not that terrible. 5. That is an annoying tile when you have the 8 as well, but Tune goes out, nothing happens. 3 So Onko now. You just go 6-8 pin.
Because you're lacking the pair, the 1-3-3, 3, and the 3-3-5 both accept a lot
Yeah,
of
you can
tiles.
do both. At the same time, you could always pair up the 6 or the 8 for that matter.
Yeah, you lose the 7 pins if you cut. So it's
Oh, another Onko here. This could even be Son Onko Tanyao.
Oh,
7
rewarded.
just pulls the perfect draw in. Seven, and there's a Dora. So that realistically can't come out, even though you see 2 6s on board. And of course, the 6 is the door indicator, so it's super dead.
Can you really drop the Dora?
Well, it's one of those where it doesn't deal in that often, but when it does, you will remember it. Oh, that's a nice little pull. Might even go for the whole Nitsu now. He got the 4-4-2 potentially.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. If
But
she,
the problem is that South is stuck and it's not budging because that hand isn't budging.
oh no, just pull it from the
Oh,
wall.
well, destroy yourself. That is, yeah, okay. Doesn't take the Tempai. Wants the value here.
Certainly understandable. So many Sotiles to give a Tempai. That has so much more value.
Well, that's a Dora, and this hand is just going nowhere. I'd even go north-north here.
Yeah, everyone who draws this original 7 Sodora is stuck. Except for Akiba.
Oh, what's that? It's like it looked like an upper Monzu, and it is. That may be a bailout because if you draw the 8, the hand's not dead.
Yeah, the 9 is actually super valuable in a hand where all the 6s are gone.
There goes the Dora 1 pin, 3 out now, so that's not being used.
All right,
5,
quick Konitsu
that
check.
is Tempai. What is that, 569?
It does appear to be 569. I'm just holding the Dama here.
Yes, well, you'd love the upgrade for the Itsu if you can get a 1 or a 9.
Absolutely. Definitely some
Plus,
useful
of course,
draws.
you already have South Honitsu that's Bongon anyway. 5. Well, there goes the 9. I feel that's one where if you get the Tempai, you just throw the Dora in.
Yeah, if she hadn't
It's
drawn
one
the
of those
Dora,
few
she
situations.
might be Suanko Tempai now. That 7 mana really gum things up a little bit.
Yes, because we're see all those 9s in the pond. The silly Ishunten has just not moved at all for Akiba.
It was so
Dealer's
wide.
just been sitting here hoping it'll come, and it just hasn't. Speaking of hands that aren't getting there, yeah, just folding north-north-north.
The 5/8 mana weight also looks super strong. If she could get there, couldn't draw the right pin tile.
Chun, yeah, just keeps going.
Anything from 2 through 5 pin would be a welcome sight, but it's just not coming. All the 4s held, all the 5s held.
3 might see another con.
Con for fun? Con for
I mean,
fun
you're in
profit?
4th. You should.
Let's
You need
do
the
it.
draw.
5 mon. She has a pair.
Ooh. Well, now you can just call and go anything. You get the 4, so you definitely take it. But we're out of tiles, and everyone sees where the real hand is.
Ah, that was Tempai, I guess. The players who were folding, glad they did. Players who are pushing, glad they didn't draw the wrong tile.
Mikoshiba back in first place now has gotten so much from Tempai payments. It's not one big hand.
I think she's
The
what,
biggest one's been 2,600.
4,600
regardless.
by Roan, and then everything else has come from Ryukyoku payments.
Yeah, there's 2,000 and a 2,600, and everything's been Tempai payments other than that.
How much has she won by Tempai? It's been net 2,000, 3,000, so that's 5,000, another 3,000, 8,000, 1,000, 9,000
I think it was
points.
9,500 is what I'm getting.
That's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
Nuts. Nice little hand here. So this, on the other hand, not so good. Nice little Itsu potential. Dora shape here. Pinfu 6 so would really help. Another Dora. Dora 2 Tanyo. Maybe some sort of Honitsu shift later. 4 upgrades that to Ryankan, but the rest of the shapes aren't great. This is definitely a little Pinfu. Hatsu isn't going to do anything. Gets thrown back. 9 pin. How much are we going to hedge the Itsu? I don't think the East does much good, but it is 1 out, so just throws the 9 anyway. Four so completes his shape there on lower Sozu with the 2-3-4. 5 so pair up, moves hand forward. Could be tiny, but do have the 1-2 mon to get rid of.
Two-door Ishii as the dealer as well. Doesn't want to force anything, just wants to play for a Tempai as fast as
7
possible.
pair up. Okay, that is now Ishan 10. 7 so pair, 9 so pair, and 5/6 mon.
Yeah, drawing one of each honor tile is not so fantastic for Ishii.
Not gonna hedge the door, just going to keep the widest Shunten. 6, a nice little fill.
Questions about how that lower pin shape is going to be resolved, but very optimistic draw.
Well, that 4 would have really helped.
Pair question.
Another pair. That is not it.
Eitsu.
8 is the normal cut here, just because it's the widest Shunten. But you really want to cut 1/1 later. And this hand is just not budging. It's Chitoy or nothing at this point. And there goes a Dora.
Well,
It's always the curse. Throw the Dora indicator. Draw the Dora. 8 pin. Oh, now you want that 9 back. That's a little tragic.
Yeah, the pair situation here is a little awkward. If you use the 6 pin as the pair, cutting the Dora feels really bad, so...
Oh, yuck.
So many pairs. It's not so bad because you can draw 4.
The 9 so is definitely the correct cut there, because if you get the 4/7 mon, then you should have Riichi Pinfu, possibly Peiko. Oh, there's your pair.
Yeah, that's a super helpful draw. Now Ishantam.
7 mon, isn't it? And this hand's just 4 pairs. It's Chitoy or nothing now. And as is normal, it's probably going to be nothing. Well, that's an upgrade. 2 so doesn't help.
Dude.
6 pin, I have the Onko.
That's kind of not what we were looking for.
I mean, I'd take it. I always cut the 6 so here. It's a good floater. You could go with the 8 pin instead if you really think the Sozu are cheap.
Yeah, tough to say on that front.
So would be an okay floater, but the 5/5/6/6 in Monzu is just so awkward to work with.
Giving up the...
Oh, there's a pinch on Phil, but that's not what that hand actually wants. It just wants to go Chitoy.
Never fill your penchants until you're over Chitoy? Is that how it goes?
Well, that's Tempai. This is going to be Riichi, Dora 1, 6/9 so.
And now a problem on that 6-0 for Ishii. What to do? This is a hand that you really wanted to win.
Your dealer here with 3,600 in the pot. There's a huge incentive to push. Your team can't afford to have you take a third here.
Yeah, 5 mon jam makes sense with that in mind.
You cannot let Team 1 Game win this match. They're already so far out in front.
That also means you're saved?
Oh, that's the saving tile.
Jams the Dora.
4/7.
Yeah, resolved to make that discard if Tempai was found, and did indeed. Incredible stuff.
Meanwhile, the other 2 are just out of here.
Yeah.
So.
4/7 so's not super live. But
Well, it's a casual. Oh, what's the worst could happen? Oh, wait, dealer chasing Riichi. That can never end well for me if I fight against it. So it's 6/9 versus 4/7. Both in Sozu. There's one of those 9s. That weight's kind of dying. Of course, you see a couple 7s in here and one of those 4s.
yeah, all the 9s are gone. 9, so that is.
Now, yeah, that looks like a 9, but doesn't help.
Give another chance. Sure.
Nope.
Ishii. That's cheaping.
Man, that's the end of the hand. And they're going to see that, yeah, the 6 would have dealt in. You see a little bit of a wince there of, oh, I guess I got bailed out, connected that 6.
You know, sometimes you play through the hand, you're like, oh man, if I just played the 5 so 6 so I would have won. And then you see if I played the 5 so 6
No,
so I
you
would have
wouldn't
dealt in.
have. Now you'd be in South 4 probably at last.
Yeah. Well, look at the pot now. 4 Riichi sticks, 3 Homba as we repeat once again for Ishii.
There's so much in there. Even Yonesaki can accept going for 1 Han.
Exactly. I mean, bring yourself close with your dealership
Let the
coming
dealer
up.
and all last. There's a nice little Pinfu hand here. Bunch of runs, even a completed shape in Manzu. 2-pin would really help the hand, though. This is similarly a pretty good Pinfu hand. You do have the 1, 2, 6, 8, 9 pin, though, so that needs to be fixed. The South can be called. Pair of those. Hatu could be called here. So, bunch of above average hands.
Yeah, so Ishii...
Not too much value going on, but you don't need value when there's 5,200 sitting out there for you.
Ishii, as the dealer, has a fantastic starting hand, and it is the 3rd best hand at the table because the slightly weaker players, or hands for players in the West and North Seat, Akiba and Mikoshiba, they're callable. That's more important here.
Really is, because you're not usually playing that much defense, although the 3 Homba dealing, even on a 1 Han, will start to sting. Now the question is, do you cut the 6-0 or the 3 Mon? We'll cut the 6. The 3 here is Dora Indicator, just a good tile to have around.
Yeah, if you imagine drawing
Because
the
there's
Dora.
so much that connects to it.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shape, 3-sided blocks. Beautiful.
About the only tile you're really sad is if you draw another Dora Indicator, and that's so rare, you're not really concerned about it. Oh, there goes our Hatsu Pon. Moves the hand forward. 2-so.
First and
Doesn't
second
do anything.
place, just duking it out with the open hands. And Yonesaki here as well can consider playing for the Itsu in order to call, but it's a lot worse.
Oh, that moves the hand forward here. There goes the South. 2-so pair up. I'm going to get the 2-pin here. Extends the shape in Sozu, but the 2 will be pawned. Wants to go Tanyao. Cutting the 9 here. The overlapped 5, 6, 8, 9. Not ideal. Says, I just want to move fast. 1-pin pair up does nothing. It is a wider Ishan 10 if you got the 3, but we'll go ahead and hold it and cut the 3-pin instead. 6. Ugh. It is Ishan 10, but you do have the overlap.
Yeah, you'll take it though.
Speaking of Ishan 10,
Ugh, you'll take
this
it.
is going to be a Dora Indicator Penchon.
When you're racing, you can't afford to not take that shape.
Yeah, you have to just go. You know you're probably not going to win it, but you have to fight.
I mean, keep in mind that Mikoshiba also is racing, so if she can't use a 3, it will come out.
4 pair up, not ideal. What me can call the 1s, but it is Dora as well. You do have the potential Shampon 1-mon, 4-mon, though.
I mean, move directly for that. Wasn't that a 4-pin, 3-pin cut?
Yes, it was. Liked the Dora lock in, but really thinks the 1's going to come out.
Yeah, if you imagine somebody with a 1, 2, 3 and they draw the Dora, that 1's certainly going to come out.
Oh.
Of course, you wouldn't have drawn that without the chi, so...
Oh, well, there's your 1 pair up. We're just going to be... No, there goes the 1. It gets called. She says, thank you. That's what I wanted. Now waiting 5-8 versus the 3.
To some degree, I can understand, because if you draw the Dora after cutting the 2-mon, you have to throw the Dora, which you certainly hate to do, but...
I don't think you worry much about anything other than winning the hand with this.
Right. Chuso was also dead, so that's a big part of this, I'm sure.
Yes, just a couple extra tiles. Well, that's an Ishan 10 upgrade.
Oh, it's
but deals in.
The 2-door as well for Mikoshiba makes this a lot more expensive than...
a nice little hand. You get the 39 plus the 3 Homba plus the 4,000 sticks. This is the hand Mikoshiba's been looking for the entire game.
Yeah, and it really wasn't based off of the hand itself for the most part, but rather the sticks. The sticks were worth more than the hand.
Yeah, the classic 3,900 win, and then the pot itself is 4,000 for sticks and 900 for Homba. And Yonesaki now needs to do some work at South 4.
Okay, how about 2 Mon tiles? Those are
Those are not Mon tiles. Still a very nice starting hand.
Absolutely.
Riichi Pinfu Tanyo Ipeiko in there. But we have a Chun pair that may be call and go, especially for Mikoshiba. She wants out of here.
Akiba checking the distance just over 10,000 points. So Mongon Sumo, not enough here. She doesn't
Need someone else to throw a stick in.
Yeah, maybe you can find Sanchoku for Hanuman, but it's looking good.
Ooh, okay. So that does cause an overlap. It means the Tanya much less likely, but you do have the Ipeiko. Hatsu pair up. Maybe call and go. Can you ever get to second with this hand? Because you don't really want to win unless you can get second. Because even though it's dealer who's in fourth, there's still fairway back.
Yeah, 3,600 gap. Well, a 3 hand is good enough.
4, and the hand apparently wanted to be Chitoitsu. 7 pair up. We'll go ahead and hold the 5-7-7-9 shape. West isn't going to do anything. 8 so isn't helping. 9 Mon isn't it. Haku isn't it. Of course, cut one last turn, so that's always frustrating. And East, everyone just getting a bunch of things they're tossing right back.
Now all the useless tiles are coming out right now, so that when things someone finally gets a Tenpai Slams or Riichi, then all the juicy tiles will come.
Well, part of it is you're just looking at this, especially on the left there, that 5 so, 4 so, 4 so in the pond. You're going, wait, what's going on there?
That is Mikoshiba, who...
Yeah, when first place is doing that, it starts to me, wait, is it Honitsu and Pinzu?
Yeah, I mean, you could also just be leaving escape routes open for yourself, and that really does look like what she's doing here.
Yeah, she wants to call the Chun and get out of here, but you have to call the Chun first.
It's really hard for her to lose first place in this situation.
It's dead, so the Chun is useless, except as a pair potentially. Speaking of Yakuhai, though, Hatsu Anko. Three Mon, there's your Ipeiko upgrade. Should be 7 pin and 4 so.
Still holding out. If you get the Sanchoku chance, might be worth more than the Ipeiko chance.
Well, Ipeiko Pinfu versus just Sanshoku. That's the same.
Expect you to get the Pinfu as well. 8-pin is a nice pull, but I don't know if she really wants to win the hand.
2. Well, that's not it. Six so doesn't help. South doesn't help. And now the point, yeah, wanted to hedge that for a while, but it's just not coming. And now you know people should be close, and they are. Oh, what about Rion Peiko shifts? Nope. There are 3 8s visible. Otherwise, I think the force would have come out. But we do have a Riichi now.
Ishii.
Chi to just get out of here. Try and salvage the dealer turn here.
Yeah,
The
Mikoshiba
old question, wait, am I behind? And then someone else reaches. Oh, I'm definitely behind then, aren't I?
So the moment Mikoshiba was waiting for her, she gets to fold out, and it's the perfect player. Oh, the 3-mon is the perfect tile! No Ipatsu,
Deals
but
in.
that's a direct hit off of the player she wanted. So Ishii will take over second place.
Manages some points here. And more importantly, drops 1 game into third place. So Akiba will end up losing 17.7, but Ishii there with the 9.1. Mikoshiba, the big winner, with 47.7. And Yonesaki in fourth here with minus 39.1. So overall, one game does end up third place off of that, but they still have such a huge lead. And it was important the team Riichi City, who was in second place going in, end up taking the big last. So even though you lose points to the table, in terms of the standings, you didn't lose much.
Yeah, and for Team Mahjong next, Yuri Mikoshiba comes in for one game and pulls out a first place. She was tempai so much in that game and didn't end up winning most of the tempais, actually. Just, I guess she did end up getting 3 victories, but had like 5 new Kyoku.
Yeah, there were
payments.
some big ones, but regardless, tempai payments are worth a lot. And it's often frustrating to get them because you're just thinking about all the points you could have gotten, but at the same time, you also could have dealt in if someone were chasing you down.
Yeah, certainly. When you've got a bad weight and you get the payments, you're like, okay, yeah, that's fair. When you have a good weight and you get the just payments out of it, it's like, man, my sumo, where is that?
Oh, I've had plenty of those. I think the worst was I had a 5-sided weight turn 3 Riichi that just didn't come. I was so sad.
That seems challenging. I don't know how a 5-sided weight turn 3 doesn't win.
But anyway, we will go ahead and take a look at the scores for these teams today.
As a reminder, this is where we started. Riichi City was up in first place, but just barely over Mahjong School one game, and it was pretty closely contested between the two.
Yeah, we're very close coming in, and then one game just popped off. Lost a bit there on the end, but still the big winners today with 77.1 and Riichi City. Oof. Third, and fourth, minus 75.3. They get hit hard.
Yeah, you could see it was a rough time because other players were just getting super strong tempai. We saw in this last game, it was Mikoshiba who pulled out the first place and ended up with a net positive for Team Mahjong next, but they still have some work to do. If we add those scores together, our leader now, Mahjong School one game, way ahead of everybody else. The only players in the positive. Riichi City lost their lead and is currently sitting second place in the negatives. And Mahjong next, they did advance. They gained some points, but still in the negatives, have some work to do. And Mahjong,
yeah, I believe
Otomedan.
Riichi City was at the top coming in, and you see the huge swing here.
That being said, session 8, you could see a swing the opposite direction. So definitely check in and see how all the teams are doing as we approach the end of the season for sure. Exciting action yet to come.
All right, do we have any updates on the individuals?
We do. Individuals are up for this week. And we have Mami Ueda still up there at the top. A lot of the players that were at the top hanging around. Ayaka with 11 games played is kind of crazy. Well ahead of anybody else.
You probably just get to take the time off for the rest of the season at this point. You've played that many.
And then we also have the second page of standings. The individual results go all the way down to 23rd. And a couple familiar names on this list.
Of course, so Uitani there in 23rd. Jenn in 16. Apparently doesn't have a last name.
Uitani played last session for Team WRC and had a great performance, climbing her up into this 23rd place.
Well, let's just see that when you get down towards the 15 or 16, everyone's bunched up here. From 13th to 23rd is way less than one first place difference.
Yeah, and outside of one player, Kimura with 11 games played, everyone else sitting at 3 and 4 for the most part. So a lot can happen in the upcoming games. I'm sure we'll see the standings shaken up quite a bit come next session.
Alrighty, I don't have any announcements. Do you have anything?
Just a reminder, of course, that we will be broadcasting more WRC, Sankei Shimbun Cup. Team WRC will be having one more chance at the broadcast table eventually, but in the meantime, November 13th, I believe, is our next broadcast for the Sankei Shimbun Cup, so definitely tune in then.
All right, then, for everyone from the WRC commentary team, wish to see you next time and have a good day.